Saint, you got a VIP diamond when I realized I actually still had one. Welcome in, everybody. Although I actually unlocked, thankfully, with one of the raids you brought in within the last couple of weeks, that had more than enough people chatting in chat. That's what you do in chat, apparently. It had more than enough people, so I finally hit the 10 people at one time achievement. Like, I think it was the talk a little or whatever the hell it was. I never hit that. I never had enough people in chat at one point all talking at the same time. And when you do that, it gives you like 10 more VIP slots. Now I have like 10 VIP slots to give out, and I'm like, I don't know who to give them to. Everybody that has one right now are people that have been around for a while or have been helpful. I suppose I could give like VIP to streamers I like, but I don't exactly expect people that normally don't come into my stream at all to actually show up. If I gave BBH one, that'd be great, but he doesn't come into most people's streams, and usually when he raids somebody, he might pop in, say hello, say what's up, he might know him, and then, you know, he goes and does whatever the hell he goes. Whatever he wants at that point. Alright, so we're back. I said I wasn't gonna stream this when I was playing stuff on New Year's Eve, and I hit a wall when I got to be done with that stream. Like, I love that I put hitting the wall as the title of that VOD when I uploaded it to YouTube, because it was dealing with, you know, kind of a reference to the Great Wall that they keep talking about here in game, where it's like the Great Wall is the triumvirate that's here of different underground organizations that protect Yokohama from outside influences. Plus, I just hit a wall. I got really discouraged and down about it because I was at a point where I was trying to do certain things, and I kept going, fuck, don't have enough levels. I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to level, because if you're doing just street fights, it doesn't happen very quickly. It's a very, very slow process. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe I can go back into the dungeon that's below Yokohama that we already ran through as part of the story, and then after that it was like, oh yeah, you can come back down here and run through it as many times as you want. And I was like, I was struggling a little bit with that, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to beat this. Like, I'm really having a tough time. But I went after that. I went out for a walk, cleared my head a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, there's DLC that sells level up stuff and a bunch of other shit. Maybe that'll be worth it, but I couldn't find out for the life of me how many levels, like the level up items, the level boosters they gave you in that DLC, actually, I don't know what it does. I don't know what they give you for it. And unfortunately, this game, unlike with some of the recent Shin Megami Tensei games that Atlas has put out, they've sold like really cheap DLC for that helps people boost. It's like $1.50, and it puts you in a certain area and you fight enemies and they drop items that you can use, and it'll get you rolling really quickly, so you don't have to worry about grinding a whole lot. But in the process of looking up that, I looked up the dungeon proper, and thankfully the people that write guides for the Yakuza series, I guess I'm kind of, actually, let me see if I can get you over to just take you to the introduction. The folks that write guides, specifically Cyric Z, they do fantastic work. I've used their guides before, and they've been working on this guide that I just linked over to for a little while, and it's gotten more and more stuff added to it over time. I looked at the section in there about the Yokohama Underground Dungeon, and they mention one particular enemy, and they're called the Invested Vagabond. And they function, and this is, if you're familiar with Dragon Quest at all, I don't know. My experience with Dragon Quest has been, you know, I've played a couple of the games. But one of the enemies that Dragon Quest has that Invested Vagabond is an analog to is the metal slime. The metal slime just looks like any other normal slime, except it's, you know, silver, this really silver, it's silver metallic in color. Metallic silver, silver metallic, sure, we'll go with either one. And they don't have a lot of hit points, but their defense is super high, so every hit you deal is gonna do 1 hit point of damage. and you don't find them that often, and they have a tendency to run away from the fight before you're able to beat them. So you kind of have to stop and go, fuck, and you send everything as much as you can over towards that. You hit them as hard and as fast as possible, although, you know, strength of hit doesn't really matter. You want something that does a lot of hits. And then you defeat them, because if you defeat them, they drop a shitload of experience. So that's what it did. I ran through the Yokohama Underground Dungeon. I'll go ahead and load up our save here. I ran through that dungeon completely twice. The first time you go through it, you actually have to fight a boss at the end, which was kicking my ass for a little bit until you get rid of the two things that are dealing the most damage. It's a giant Roomba, by the way. You can imagine how ridiculous that is. So you fight that, and you only have to beat it once, and you don't have to worry about it again. But then you can go back through the dungeon multiple times. When you leave floors and come back, it'll respawn enemies. So you can always go back to a particular spot within the floor. Like, thankfully, the area right before the boss has at least 1 or 2 fights. I think it might only be 1, but at least one fight, one group that will have an infested vagabond there. So you can kind of go through the other ones really quickly, go to that group, and then defeat them, because they drop, I think, even at that point. Oh. There. It was pretty low, and I'm like, is it too low? Maybe I'll turn it up. I don't know. That's all right. Thank you for the lurk. I really appreciate it. Good to have you here in whatever form it takes. It's a decent little Saturday. But yeah, what did the infested vagabond dropped, like 70,000, 80,000 XP? Because if they run away, you kind of can finish the fight and get like maybe a couple thousand XP, but beating them is a hell of a lot more, obviously a hell of a lot more helpful. So when we stopped last time, I was at around level 22 with everybody. As you can see, I'm on the cusp right now. I'm like maybe 2/3 of the way, maybe 75% of the way up to getting everybody to level 37. And that's just from beating a few of those infested vagabonds. I think I'm at the, it was diminishing returns like immediately afterwards, because I jumped from like 22 to 27 after beating one of them. And then everything after that was like, it's not quite as much, but that much XP helps out. And from what I've read about the end game, thanks Max, you need to be at around the mid-60s. I guess chapter 12, when we get to that point, there's going to be a kind of a hard spike in difficulty around that time. So I'm keeping that in mind. I think I'd want to be in the mid-60s by the time we reach that. And looking at this, we're like basically, we get through that first part of chapter 8 where they were talking to everybody at the restaurant, and we have the spot we need to go to. Zoom out over here. We have this spot to go to over here. I think once we get through this, chapter 8's done. So we're going to have to level a little bit more. There is 2 other dungeons. Because spoiler alert, even though I already knew it. Now we get to go to Sotenbori, Osaka, and we get to go back to Kamurocho. Kamurocho we don't get to go to until the end of the game. But there was that dungeon we did at the very, very beginning that we get to run through one more time. We can run through kind of like here, with the dungeon that we have available. We can run through that and level, so which is good, because I have a feeling even if being in the mid-60s would be preferable, I think I'd rather be in the 80s by the time we finish the game. And then hopefully we can be able to power level just a little bit before the end of chapter 11. So when we go into chapter 12, I'd like to be in the mid-60s there. We'll see. Another big thing that helped out, I swapped everybody. Everybody's in different jobs again. Because I looked it up, and there are preferable jobs to have for these characters. Now with Eri, you don't have to change her job. Apparently the one she starts with is the best one to give her, and she does a shitload of damage. She's actually one of my best attackers. He's better as Enforcer. I think that's what his job was, yeah. So that's with him with the shield. That seems to work out the best for him. Plus, he's kept a couple of stuff. It looks like changing jobs is kind of helpful for keeping specific skills. Like, it's weird. If you look at this, like, I used Devil Rocker long enough. Oh, that's skills for the job. I need skills for him. But I kept Devil Rocker on Adachi long enough. He just kept Vampirism. So that's helpful, because that some enemies are going to be weak to that. His Paralysis Prongs uses a shitload of MP, but this fucking move does so much damage. It's great. And it was really good in that dungeon. Same thing with Ichi, and I ended up getting a bat for him that does electric damage. That was helpful down there. And I changed Sayako back to Idle because that's a healing job, and she's got a good healing stat, apparently. I don't even think I've checked it, but it was just, they were just like, yeah, put her back on this. So you have a single heal, a full heal. I think there's a mental ailment clear move that she has. Yeah, her healing's 310. She's got, out of all of them, clearly the highest stat. Plus Hero, for Ichi, you look at his skills. For Hero, you have a full team heal available to him. And then you have this right here, Hero's Vigor, which it says makes a valiant effort to revive a fallen enemy. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but at the very least, it's similar to using a first aid kit, which is a res plus half HP. So when it works, it's great. When it doesn't work, not so much. Yeah, this is a status ailment, so he's got stuff there. Plus, he has a full team attack buff. So I don't think we were having issues by being necessarily vulnerable to certain things because of our jobs, but the choice of jobs that I had certainly was making a big impact. And I guess really changing jobs and using them just long enough to get some levels on it and earn some skills. I'd have to take a look at a list and see if something in particular will tell me these are moves that if you earn them with this particular job, they will carry over to every subsequent job that you use in game. I don't know, because I feel like Vampirism was not something that should carry over, but it did. And we've noticed that before where they're like, oh yeah, I changed this job, but this skill from this other job is still here. So there's got to be something to that where I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and keep using this particular job until I level it up enough to keep something and then swap back over. It wouldn't be that hard. And plus you can find items to be able to level up jobs as well. One thing that was helpful with Ichi too is we were running into walls down in the Yokohama dungeon, and I had no way of being able to bust them down. There's no item you have to use. You actually have to change to the foreman job, which, can I check that one? Yeah, the foreman. And really, you could swap over to this if you wanted to, but the helpful thing of swapping to this, once you swap to it, it actually gives you a skill right off the bat, the exploration ability, Demolish. And that, you don't even have to keep the job, it just gives it to you, and then you can unequip the job and swap back to whatever you want. That's the nice part with that, and that'll give you the option to bust down walls and shit. And it actually opened up, let me show you the map. The one thing it opened up for us, when we were over here a while back, this is really early on, there's this part up here where Mangekyo is, that was blocked off. It was boarded up like, oh man, did this place like have a crime happen? Maybe. But when you earn the Demolish ability, it will allow you to knock those boards down, and it opens up a black market shop. It can do that here, down over here, and then back over here in Restaurant Row. And with a couple of these places, some of the equipment isn't very good, but what is helpful is they sell golden safe keys, which I've needed for a while. So now I can start, actually, I have a place to, they're like 10,000 a pop for the keys, but you can start buying golden keys and have a cache of them on hand and start unlocking those, which is nice. Actually, I'm curious. Okay, so we had Freelancer already. You know, search for hidden treasures around the city. Try pressing square anytime you saw. Okay, so we already have that. So I'm curious how many of these have. Actually, I guess we can just check that and just swap through them. How many of these have exploration skills that we don't have that we could make use of? But it looks like for the most part, Freelancer and Foreman were the only ones that had exploration abilities we needed. Unless some of this stuff is like buried somewhere. Essence of bone crushing bat. That sounds fun. Yeah, because all you get is you get defense and HP boosts past a certain point, but I think with most of these they top out at rank 28. So if you really want some of that, but I don't know if these are permanent. Okay, it says permanent boosts. I don't know if they're permanent boosts if you decide, oh, I'm going to change jobs. I'm assuming maybe. I think it's just a stat boost in general that carries over to everything else. Anyways, that was only over here to turn in some Tojo clan crests and buy some equipment, since Kamalop will sell you some stuff there. And you can find clan crests like basically everywhere. And I was really only over here for two reasons. One of them was to unlock a golden safe that was there, and then another one, actually I guess three. I wanted to try to do some stuff with Dragon Cart, but it's not available right now for some reason. And I wanted to help out this guy with this particular Rent-A-Hero. I keep wanting to say Rent-A-Hero, part-time hero mission, but I realized this guy's stuck inside of a stall because he needs some TP, and I don't remember where to find or buy toilet paper other than potentially going all the way back over here to the pharmacy. It is a long way to go. And I don't remember there being any other golden safes over here, but there's got to be some that I have not found. What I actually should do, though, is probably head back down this way. I'm trying to remember if the black market merchant, did he sell keys? Because one of the shops does not sell keys. Okay, yeah. Black market merchant in Restaurant Road does sell keys. Good. So I think we'll catch a taxi cab over to that area. Is that all? Let me in! Because that will also put us over... There we go. That'll put us close to the pharmacy. I can check and see if they have the thing I'm looking for. Slightly less lucky than that unfortunate lavatory occupant who needed you to buy him a new pair of trousers in one of the Kiryu games. Yeah, that guy completely shit his pants. Adults shit their pants all the time, right, Kiryu? No. I don't remember if Kiryu had a common soundbite where something happens and he's just like, I don't like that. Right, the NPC placement in this fucking store is infuriating. There's always somebody in those fucking aisles. Oh yeah, I wanted to buy some lily seeds, even though they're fucking expensive, but I can make a bouquet to give to the person that runs the spot that lets you take aptitude tests. Welcome in, Paps, dude. That didn't play. Hold on. I wish I could give you back those 200 points. I don't have Chatty open. That's my bad. That has to be open for the sounds to work. That shit's played locally. Oops. Hold on, I'll play one for you, because I can do it for free. There we go. There you go, it actually played, because it said I can do this shit as much as I want.
That's the head!
That's double good. Alright, they don't sell... Really? There's... Pansies. There's... Where the hell... Can I just give the guy some gauze? I realize it's supposed to stop bleeding, but you can technically wipe your booty with that. How does... What the hell? Let me buy some of this to make sure that shit goes faster. Whoa. Shit faster. How the hell am I in a pharmacy and there's not one thing of toilet paper? Damn pandemic. Yeah, like, what the fuck are these people doing? All aisles are full. What the fuck? Where am I supposed to go for... Watch, I'm gonna go check the black market merchant, and he's gonna have some TP to sell me. I thought I was gonna have a problem buying toilet paper earlier from Amazon, but the stuff I bought from them last time was totally available, so I was like, alright, fuck it, let me just buy that. Eddie, path... I've had this happen multiple times, where the pathing just breaks, and they just say, fuck it, and they teleport you. With a lot of these really low-end street fights, I just turn auto on. Sadly, there's no way to speed up combat. They have their own energy drinks? Link me over to those. Let me check that shit out. Although I've seen Ichi on auto fucking use an item when he totally didn't need to, so... The AI isn't exactly the smartest. When it comes to just taking down people that at this point are completely below my level. But that's also the bad part, is that you can't avoid street fights. I'm like, these guys shouldn't even be aggroed to me, but yet here they are. Why am I not surprised? Yeah, it's a part of their Solomon brand, and I already buy a lot of the Solomon stuff anyways. Because it's usually a decent price. Like, they don't... I think they might sell toilet paper if it was actually available. I get their hand soap, that's pretty good, and it's a big bottle, and it's like $8, and it lasts a couple of months. So I just buy it that way. See all buying options. Why can't I buy it directly from them? Oh, I technically can. But it's a pantry order. I'm like, I don't want to buy it. I want to... And usually with pantry orders, you have to fucking buy a whole bunch of stuff. It translates, says Solomo is Slovenian for salt. I don't know, what's the sodium content in this bad boy? 310 milligrams, but that's not surprising for energy drinks. I feel like with some of the ingredients, it'll boost it up. It's like getting some hydrating beverages. They'll end up having the sodium's there, but it's not like a lot of salt. But I think it's since it's there to replenish lost salts, you're gonna have a decent amount in there. I think I want to say Pocari Sweat's that way. And that makes sense, because, I mean, if you're drinking Pocari Sweat in the summertime in Japan, you kind of need to replenish salts at that point. Because they're all exiting your body. Yeah, Gatorade has a decent amount, and that makes sense for that, too. Superpower Ring. Yeah, see, some of this shit is not... It's okay. I wouldn't buy most of this. Because these are all accessories, and accessories you have to... pick out and equip to... You can't auto-equip accessories. You have to fucking pick those out and go, okay, what seems the best for this character? As opposed to gear, where you can at least auto that shit. Salt is 100% for recovery and do make you more thirsty. Yeah, because everything else on this seems like it's okay. No fat, obviously. No carbs. Sure. Yeah, because it's, what do we got? Carbonated water, erythritol, citric acid, sodium citrate, or citrate. I think it's citrate. Natural flavor, potassium sorbate, and potassium benzoate for preservatives. Salt, caffeine, sucralose, gum acacia, acesulfame, potassium, sucrose, acetate, isobutyrate, niacinamide, Panax ginseng root extract, calcium D, patethenate, or pathethenic acid, inositol, guaranoseed extract, paradoxine hydrochloride, which is vitamin B6, taurine, D-glucuronolactone, L-carotene, and cyanocobalamin, which is vitamin B12. I think the name is the same name with a backronym or a portmanteau. Okay. Yeah, because there's no sugars. Obviously, lots of vitamin B6 and B12. I'd try it. Why not? Silver energy drink. With caffeine. Well, I fucking hope so. Okay, yeah, a case of 12 for 15 bucks is cheap. You got the red flavor. Oh, there it is. That's sugar-free too. What's the flavor? Red. That's okay. Do not consume more than 1 bottle per day. Well, it's a good thing those are in cans. 152 milligrams of caffeine. All right, so it's basically a Monster equivalent. Might try. We'll find at some point. Actually, would it let me... Where's the Amazon Fresh? Because I just placed a fresh order for tomorrow. And I know I got enough time to place more stuff into it. What did you do on stream today? Put energy drinks in my grocery order. Oh man, they have energy shots. 10 bucks for a pack of 12. Yeah, it's out of stock right now on, at least on, because Fresh and Pantry are not part of, or they're not the same service technically. So that's kind of confusing. But I can get a fucking 4-count of bangs. No thanks. Those things hurt. There's a lot of fucking caffeine in those, and they'll get you, I mean, they get you rolling, but maybe not in a good way. All right. We got more keys. What we need to do now is get out of this area so we can actually see the rest of the map. Oh, there is items around here, wasn't there? Oh, hey. Will this person actually be helpful? We'll recruit him anyways because we don't actually have to... We don't actually have to hire him. Oh, he's a rare. Alright. So I went back and did a little bit of that too. And invested in a few more spots. Actually, there was items up here, at least originally, and that stuff does respawn. Although, I don't see any around here, so I guess not. That's a mild way of putting it. I wonder if Bezos would have known years and years ago he would turn into a supervillain. Then again, my brain's still kind of stuck in. Remember when Amazon was just an online bookstore and how quirky and unusual that seemed? And now they basically do everything. The only thing I don't think they do is allow people to bank with them, and give it time. Alright, there's gotta be more fucking places to... it feels like there should be more cabs around this area, but... Oh. Oh, it's not surprising if an energy drink company person is also a scumbag. Time to beat up baseball fans. That guy wearing a gold chain? Yeah, it's not the Yokohama base DNA base stars in this, it's the Yokohama Shark Stars. That's right, we're actually... Ow. Jesus Christ! Why was I hit so hard for such a slow-moving vehicle? Can I fucking beat up the car? That's the first time I've been hit by a car in this, I think. God damn. It's like, boo. What a good idea for a t-shirt. Yeah, that attack is ridiculous against low. Even enemies that are closer to my level, that thumbtack scatter is ridiculous. And if you line them up and knock them down, it'll fuck enemies up. I'm only coming over here because I wanted to get the gold safe that's behind the batting center. Sadly, we're running into the old RPG trope of how many times you gotta fight enemies? Too many. It'll be really nice in post-game if we can find something equivalent to the Beads of Good Fortune that other games in the series have had, where it'll just despawn enemies for you and you don't have to worry about fighting people if all you're interested in is exploration and getting other shit done. There's another clan crest. I don't know if, I think the clan crests don't show up in specific spots. I think they just spawn. Because you have to use them as currency, so I feel like you wouldn't run out. Sanity badge. What does that do? Assuming that's an accessory. Unable to be affected by brainwashing, but it's... Yeah, because I have something installed, equipped for him for dexterity to boost that up a bit. Like it's not really that helpful. 500 yen is helpful though. Some ballers dropping change around here. What kind of ding dong drops 500 yen and doesn't realize it? It's a big coin, and it's very useful. Although I think, actually no, I think vending machines can take 500 yen. Who dropped a paper plate? There's a bin right there. Scumbags. So I hate these things where it's like, this is territory you haven't checked yet. I'm like, yeah, because I can't get back there. It's like I can't figure out how to get behind the old folks' home here because there's a gate here and there's a gate here. I don't know how to unlock them yet because back here there's like 3 gold safes that you can open. I'm like, no, I want whatever's in there in case it's actually useful. All right. I think we'll worry about... Oh, because I was down here. I was like, where the hell's the golfing center that was right there? So I haven't actually done any golfing yet. But our point is right there, so we'll just probably go over there. I don't know where to get TP unless it's from like Papo. I'm gonna go down to Papo real quick. We'll go visit Greg Popovich. He'll yell at us. And then we'll win a championship. It's on that side of the street. Yeah, their aggro range. I mean, the aggro range for most enemies is too fucking wide. And why can't I play as Rue in Streets of Rage 4? You will if they ever fucking put out DLC for it. Then again, that game took a while to come out. DLC probably won't be available until years from now. I don't know why he didn't just die when he got hit with that bike, but... Yeah, I think it was Murphigator, who I've seen mostly through BBH's Discord. But he was streaming, he opened up his copy of Paprium since he ordered the Investors Edition. So getting the Investors Edition, they got fucking stiffed and got like the worst case. because it's like cardboard, and I got like, with my cheaper version, I ended up getting like a full-blown old style Genesis clamshell case. But he was playing through it, and he actually ended up getting retweets, or at least tweets posted in the comment he made on Twitter, Murphigator. He was, because he's like, he played it for like 3 hours on stream. Rudo, welcome in, dude. One of the character classes in this game. Yeah, I kind of wish there was more, but after learning that everybody's got a kind of a preferred job class that would be better for them, like changing jobs seems to be only good for getting certain skills and then swapping back. But yeah, Murphigator played Paprium for like 3 hours, and he didn't like it. And the guy that did a lot of the art for the game, who now I think works for Ubisoft, he was dropping comments into Murphigator's tweet, a bunch of people that really like the game, and Murphigator's like, all right, I'll bite. I'm not going to be nice anymore, because it was just kind of like, I get that people like the game, but I don't, and here's the list of reasons why. And everything I've seen for Paprium, including the stuff that Murphigator was streaming, I don't like the look of that. Like, the game looks fine, but when you start seeing it in motion, you start seeing combat and how kind of chunky and slow it looks like it feels, and a lot of really weird animation choices. It doesn't look great. And the one guy, because I think the guy that was leaving the post, Luis, who doesn't work, he works for Ubisoft now, that did the art, I think he was the co-owner of Watermelon Games at one point, but he left. So the guy that's left, this dude has the nickname Fonzie. I've seen stuff where he potentially might be a neo-Nazi, but there's a letter included with the game where he's just like kind of bagging on the Chinese a little bit and asking for donations, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, it's at best just poorly written English, because I think the dude's French. He's either French or he's Quebecois. So he'd be French Canadian. But at worst, it's just kind of like, this guy just sounds like an asshole. Like, I don't think I'll ever play my copy of Paprium, because I'd have to invest in another set of cables, and I still have my Genesis, but it's kind of like, okay, I need new cables for it. And it wouldn't be great because I'd have to be playing on a flat screen, and there's going to be lag. It's not going to look good either. But the game itself just doesn't look fantastic. I think the only thing I can be happy about with Paprium is I got it at all. But based on like the materials that came with it and everything about it, this game literally was done 2 years ago, and it sat around in hell for a while before they finally shipped it out. I mean, I'm just glad the $60 I spent on it actually, the $60 I spent on it back in 2017, I at least got a return for it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll keep it in the box. I'll keep everything in there, and I'll just file it away. It's like when I bought Pure Solar. I had no intention of playing Pure Solar, and this was the same group that released Paprium did Pure Solar years ago. It's like I paid not much for it. It took years to ship, and when I finally got it, it sat in a box for a little while, and then I sold it for a hefty fucking profit. I'm not planning on selling Paprium. It's just going to go into a box and just sit there. I'm like, cool. I got a neat thing, and that's great. They say that they're not going to port it to anything, but I have a feeling if you want to make money, you're probably better off porting the game to like PC at the very least. Because Pure Solar went to a whole bunch of platforms. I don't see why they wouldn't want to port it, but then again, weirdness. I can't find... How the fuck... Hold on. Now I'm curious. How the fuck do you find the item to be able to help this guy out? And it's not the bug delivery. I think so. It must be a rescue quest. Because I guess you are kind of rescuing the guy if he's stuck in toilet paper. He's in the park, though. Where the fuck is he? Actually, what was the name on that? Yeah, was it SOS? No. Support. Special delivery straight out of paper. Okay. So it was support. Yeah, I had to check the manual because a lot of the stuff they were saying about Fonzie and the dude at Watermelon Games, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this. Oh, find pocket tissues. Okay, that's a good use for pocket tissues. Do I not have any of those? I guess not. I guess I must have sold them. How do I not? Feels like pocket tissues is one of the things that you get a lot of in past games, and somehow not here. Yet somehow they don't sell pocket tissues here either. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that. But yeah, I had to go back and check because it sounded like people had said something was posted in the manual, and the manual is just like, no, it's translated in a couple of languages, but there's not much there. They were talking about the letter, and I'm like, the letter doesn't seem that bad, but there might be other shit that he's talked about previously. And he blamed a lot of it on Best Buy freezing the funds that they needed to be able to get everything done, but I'm like, well, not Best Buy. Did I say Best Buy? I meant PayPal. Maybe Best Buy did it too. Do I even have money in the bank? I do. But you really only need to deposit money specifically so you don't lose it. And I'm not dying enough to have it be a problem. But yeah, PayPal had frozen the company's funds at one point. Man, pocket tissues, they give them... That is a thing. Like, especially if you're, like, a barker for someplace. You're out on the street and you're like, oh, hey, stop by. And you have just, like, a pack of pocket tissues with your logo on it. There you go, man. Everybody needs tissues. But yeah, I don't know exactly why they froze Watermelon Games funds, but it was that way for a while. But I'm like, man, there had to have been a reason, and they don't fucking freeze funds for 2 years. Like, that shit's gonna happen for a reason, and I feel like that'd be something you could work out in a reasonable period of time. Then again, I don't know. Okay, so that guy looks suspicious. You made it.
Huh?
Who are you? I'm here to kill you, just as I did that piece of filth Matsuo. Matsuo? Isn't that the guy that Gomiju hired to attack the bar? Wait, you killed him? On whose orders? No one's. I made the call. Songhei was bitching and I went too far, but she's just a coward. And I don't take orders from cowards. So I left the Gomiju. My new partnership is already providing much larger returns. And who would that be? Nothing you need to know. Especially since you're not getting past me. You'll die like Matsuo did. Right. Sounds like I'll be walking right over your broken ass pretty soon. Too late to take it back now, you fucker. Wow, such language from Ichi. He's having none of this bullshit. Ow. Let's see if we can get this guy bleeding. He's a level 24, so he really shouldn't be that bad, but no, this is gonna be fine. Let's go ahead and put this on auto. He'll be dead. Although it doesn't auto do any of those. Wow, homeboy. Speaking of broken ass, I think we just stomped a mud hole into it. Yeah, homeboy went down. Yeah, any of the on-screen prompts don't go off automatically if you go into auto battle. Is this where we'll find Bleach Japan? I see lights on the second floor. Someone's in there. Who knows what'll be waiting for us in there? Let's be careful. Yeah, some of the crit damage is kind of nuts, but it's cool. Ah. Sujimon Sensei. Nice job collecting Sujimon. Glad you've been keeping up with your Suji decks. In fact, I'd like to give you a little something for a reward. Stop by the Sujimon Center when you can. It's on the second floor of that building off Sakura Lane, conveniently marked by a Sujimon icon on your map. Your Sujimon Sensei. I don't know why he's sending me that now when I feel like it... Oh, because we hit the point where shit actually showed back up on the map. Because we didn't have, like, anything on the map that whole time, and I realized, oh, yeah, we should probably go on with the story before we can do anything else. But we're already here, and we can do stuff in Chapter 9, hopefully. Man, they're dropping did 500 yen coins just show up more at night? Good lord. Yeah, there's no reason to wait around. We'll go ahead and end this chapter when we can, and then go into Chapter 9, and we'll start working on side shit. Reflective ass ceiling tiles. This is a little piece of shit.
どうも、久米さんだっけ？急に押しかけて悪いんだけど、うちの連れが来てるんじゃねえかと思ってね。お前ら、なんでここだと？
Because you, because we can see him right behind you.
やっぱりここにいたんだな。ナンバー、偉人さんから殺し屋が向かってる。ハンピンリューマンの奴らだ。
ハンピンリューマン。コミジルじゃなくてか。
こちらに来たのはあなた方だけですか？
ああ、俺たちだけだ。
そうですか。
There's actually 4 of us.
南波さんにご用。
But the other person doesn't really count as part of the story. Poor Eddie. She's useful, but she doesn't count.
これでもよくメディアに露出してるんですがね。まだまだ認知されてないか。
あ、本当だ。確かブリーチジャパンの代表で。
Just repositioned myself in my chair, so if you heard that, that was me doing that.
小笠原と言います。このところ横浜支部を応援に来てましてね。特に偉人町は全国的に見てもグレーゾーンが幅を利かせ、警察もそれを野放しにしている。そこへ来てまさか。
I would own up if I actually was letting one go.
信じがたい。
もうナンバから全部聞き取ったわけか。なら悪いことは言わねえ。あんたらすぐこっから逃げろ。なんならそれまで俺らがついてやってもいい。ナンバー、お前もさっさと逃げろ。
春日、お前最初からそのつもりだったんだな。
Again, why is Nanba still dressed like a homeless person?
私たちが逃げなければならないんですか？
偽札に関わってるのはコミジュルだけじゃねえ。清流会とハンピンリューマン、それぞれのトップも承知なんだ。秘密を知ったナンバに殺し屋を送り込んでる。となると、仇だろうが、ここにいるあんたらだって危ねえんだ。
小笠原さん、殺し屋だなんてはったりです。
Fuck you, shut up.
そいつは口がうまいですから、気にしない方がいいですよ。
いや、本当のことでしょうね。
No, really, we should just let these people die. They're going to be our ultimate villains.
肉の壁の殺し屋にしてはあなた方だけじゃ少なすぎると思ってました。
は？殺し屋？少なすぎるって何の話？
This is what happens when you fuck around. This is what happens when you take a person to the Alps.
ことの次第を分かっていないんです。ですが、無知ゆえの勇気が必要でした。この偉人町でブリーチジャパンの支部長を務めさせるにはね。
小笠原さん、一体何の話を？
あんた、本当に仇か？
もちろんですよ。ただ、普通の人よりはいろいろとものを知っているとは。
I hate when people use the term commoner.
さっきから何言ってんのこいつ。
Makes me want to punch him.
そろそろお願いできますか？
At least when it's guys like that.
ラオマ。
Of course.
マブチがなんでここに？
So Bleach Japan's like, we're gonna try to take people out of here, but we'll leave these guys.
ここは任せてもらっていいですよ、代表。
Well, good. We get to fucking jack this guy up finally.
では
Get revenge for the soapland owner.
行きましょう。
おい、ナンバー、待てって。
偽札のことはもう全部この人たちにぶちまけた。俺は弟を見つけてえだけだ。生きてても万が一死んでてもな。
Is Nanba gonna turn into this game's Kate Sith, where we're just gonna like really hate him?
マブチ。
バチ
Celebrius, thank you very much for the 15 months. And for the almost 1 year streak you're going on right now. Welcome in. You're tuning in to watch me play a PS4 game on a PS5. At least it loads fast. I moved it over to the internal drive, but I think I might move it back to my external one because there's really not a huge difference. All right, let's see how out-leveled we are. Quite a bit. There we go. No free upgrade. Not yet. That'll be out in March. If it's anything like the Mortal Kombat 11 free upgrade, it's going to require a PS4 disc to be in the system anyways. Which is kind of weird. Drop the elbow. Yeah! Yeah, I think I've well leveled this fight. Yeah, the hero armor is sweet. Mabuchi Akira. It always leads back to Guan Yu. We must defeat Jiahao Yuan. His stupid stick. I got a fucking electrified baseball bat. Yeah, we'll hit one Stapler Strike. That's a multi-hit single target. And he's weak to it, so he can get fucked. And we'll hit him with a... Oh, it was a computer monitor. That crit. Since we got all 4 people here. Right in the tuchus. And with the big drop kick. Yeah, this is kind of just a D&D deal. It's like how ridiculous can this get? Very. Alright, can we paralyze him? It's probably gonna hit hard. Yeah, hard enough, but that did not paralyze him. Not much of a damage boost for him. Just you. You're the only person that sees people turn into other shit. Is a heat system a thing in this game or no? I don't know. Heat isn't in this. Like a lot of the skills could be kind of considered heat attacks, but since combat changed so much, like the essence attacks, those are more. I guess those could be kind of more heat attacks than anything else. Because they do screen changes. But like the rest of them don't do anything like that. Oh wait, I was saying, who the hell had a move that made them stomp a person's balls? I think that's Sayako. Let's go ahead and... Actually, I really don't need to do much of anything. He's taking enough damage. Well, he's dealing it pretty well. Although that was... Did he miss Eri there? Because that hit AoE, because I guess it only hit Adachi. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, Jewel Breaker. There we go. And it'll lower his evasion. MCG, welcome in, dude. Right in the beanbag. Some good chair kicking. It's not bleeding any. Oh wait, no, we didn't cast that on him. Not that he really needs it. Yeah, that was a move when I saw that Sayako had earned it. I was like, okay, I know what this does. In fact, one more time. Pow! Yeah, going through that dungeon and farming some levels helped us. To the point where it's like, that would have given us a level up probably if we were still down in the 20s. Comic Gamer, welcome in. How you doing? I am doing just fine. Hanging out. What's Dash and Chris gonna... Oh, wait, this is she's singing into a giant popsicle? Yeah, normally her... for the idol job, it's microphones, but right now, yeah, she just has a giant Gari Gari Kun style deal. Mario 64 posted about Judgment today because it was on sale for 21 bucks. Sold out already, which is good because Judgment is a great game. Judgment's a very good game. It didn't sound like Yahtzee for Zero Punctuation liked it a lot, but I don't know why he wouldn't have liked it. It was pretty good. That's good. That means we can still break your legs and you can scream. I have a few issues with this game. Because I feel like there's spikes here and there that they don't warn you about. One dungeon I've done so far was, let me pause so I can pay attention to that, but like one dungeon I did in like chapter 7 or so, where they don't warn you, by the way, there's going to be no save points and there's going to be a really hard difficulty spike in the boss fight here. Kind of sucks because even if you were playing on normal difficulty, which is what this is set to by default, if you play normal in the other Yakuza games, you really don't have a whole lot of issues. Like 3 and 4 kind of had problems. Yakuza 3 in particular was just like, we hope you like enemies blocking and you can never drop their guard. But that was like the worst of it. And 4 had that really bad boss fight with Tanimura at the very end of the game. But like for the most part, you play on normal and you do fights here and there and you're doing sub-stories and shit. You get enough levels. You get enough levels, you get enough sub-stories done. You don't have to worry about it. There's no grinding really necessary in that game, unless you're doing it in post-game to finish shit up. Which underground tunnel? So I know that the boss fight for Tanimura was on the rooftop at the end of 4. And 3's combat was just, Yeah, the Yokohama Underground, that's when I figured out that there were silver slime type enemies down there that would drop a lot of experience. That was when I went back to it. And I don't know when I get to go to Sultanburi in this. I know there's going to be another thing there to be able to farm some shit, and I can do some farming at the very end of the game. Because I want to be prepared for Chapter 12 and whatever spike that potentially is supposed to have. Because I don't know what it is, but I'm at least aware of when you get to here, you're probably going to end up having some shit happen. Yeah, Invested Vagabond. The first time I beat one, I jumped like 5 levels. And I was like, okay, I guess I got to run through this again and try to farm that out. Because by the time I reached level 12, I was talking about it earlier, I wanted to be probably around this mid-60s once I get to that point. So they haven't had any... Guess maybe they haven't had any drops for PS5s. I haven't paid attention to it since I got mine. Oh, no, the one in chapters, the one I was talking about in this game, MCG, was the one in Korea, the Koreatown area, where we were on the rooftops and shit, and we ran across the money laundering operation, or counterfeiting operation, sorry. It wasn't too bad when we ran through the underground dungeon the first time. It can be when you're going through it again, because that boss battle is a pain in the butt, but once you get enough levels, and the boss battle, the first time you go through the underground dungeon as its own thing, like the only hard part about that are the arms, because it's a giant Roomba with two mechanical arms, and they do like a shock attack and a scalding hot coffee attack. Why it has coffee, I don't know. But both of those, they hit kind of in like a fan radius, so it can hit a bunch of people at the same time. It just does a shitload of damage. But they kind of are low level, so if you can knock those out pretty quickly without losing too many people before that happens, you can res everybody, because they're like level 26 for the arms, and the giant vacuum itself is level 40, but it only has 2 attacks and they don't really do enough damage to matter. And once you're down to just that, it's just like, kind of like, okay, well, its HP is high, we're going to be here a while, but it's easy to heal at that point, and you just keep doing damage, as much damage as possible, and, you know, debuffing it, and then you're fine. Kind of interesting that Walmart has delisted the PS5 itself so that you get an out of stock on back order page. I feel like the last time I checked the PS5 page for Walmart, they just didn't have a listing at all. Even when I was just like, let me check the page on my own order, I'm like, oh, I can't find it. All right, whatever. But yeah, I feel like there's probably not a whole lot of parts in this game that will present like huge roadblocks. And now that I know I can knock out levels pretty easily, I'm like, okay, I think we're in a good spot. I feel like, though, they need to find a good middle ground between making this an RPG and making this a Yakuza game, because that's what they're going for with this. But I feel like they're taking something that doesn't take a long time to really get through, and a lot of stuff that doesn't require a ton of time investment, and then adding time investment into it, which is not a good thing. I think if you're going to do that, you need to make it a little bit more fleshed out, which I've said it a couple of times now. Yokohama, this map is not fleshed out enough. It needs to be. It needs to have more shit to do, because it's too big and it's too empty. And at the same time, they need to offer more on that, and they need to shore up the amount of time you need to spend. Like, they need to make combat faster, and they need to make it more. Once I found out, it's like, oh yeah, the primary way of getting XP in this is going to be through combat. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Like, you need to have sub-stories be a substantial part of your XP so people can do those, and there's more of a reason to do them other than, oh, you get, you know, some items and shit. I'm like, no, I want XP out of those. That needs to be more. I mean, this is their first rodeo on it, so there's going to be problems. Let me pop back up here. I have every teammate in higher levels because I've been grinding. So right now I'm in chapter 12. Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm a sufficient level when I get to that point, because we're only finishing up chapter 8 now, but I got a little bit of time. I probably should get back to this and give Cyberpunk a break. Cyberpunk, what a thing. Tried to play Cyberpunk 2077 again, and recently was trying to kill some thugs in the middle of a market, and the FPS instantly starts chugging and hard freezes to the point that before I know it, I'm dead due to lack of inputs. Also got to ask if you've gotten certain job experience items to help level up faster. Would have to check. I don't know if I've run into many. I've gotten a couple of items, I think, but they're for jobs I don't have equipped to anybody. And I think for the future, for how I'm going to go through stuff, I think I'm only going to fuck around with jobs just enough to get useful skills out of them, and then pop back over to the job that's best suited for the character. Because once I learn, I'm like, yeah, these characters are going to be better suited on this job. And I'm like, then why have a job system? You might as well have just like allowed them to do specific things to get specific skills if they wanted to. Like, the job system's fun and all, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's here, but you could probably shore that up and make it more meaningful over time. Yeah. Because at least with the items, if you swap to that job and then you use items to level up to get the skills you want, you don't have to worry about spending a lot of time trying to do it. It's like Yakuza 5 was already a really long game, but I felt like that just had a really long story. This has a long story, but then it wants you to do all the other RPG stuff that that an RPG would want you to do, and I feel like that just doesn't work. Like, there's problems I have with it, and I think it's mostly gameplay related. Because I don't mind the change in cast. I like Ichi a lot. I think he's a good main character. I just feel like they wanted to do an RPG, but they have to find a way of making it a quicker experience. Yeah, and that makes sense, because if you're going to go through, like, running a dungeon or finding a good place above ground to level up and get people to specific levels, because, I mean, the jobs top out eventually anyways. So you get stat boosts past level 28 for jobs, but it's kind of like, past that point, you've already unlocked all the skills, so there's really not much point in keeping up with it anymore. Yeah, this is a transition game. There's warts to it. I feel like it doesn't take full advantage of the engine, but this game's probably also held back a lot by being a PS4 title. Whereas when they make the next game, it's probably that might be cross-platform, like what they were doing when they went to go do Kiwami and Zero and Ishin, which were PS3 and PS4 cross-platform in Japan. They really didn't get to like push the hardware a whole lot until they went to the Dragon Engine games, but I feel like this engine could really sing on better hardware. That I haven't heard of. No. Yeah, the battle arena in Sotenbori I think will be the battle arena I think will be good, and then the Kamurocho Underground Dungeon will be a good place to do stuff too. Because I thought there was an extra dungeon you can access. You technically can in Kamurocho, but it's all post game, and it's optional. As we learned, Bleach Japan is fucking full of shit. With a name like that, you knew they were full of shit. Again, where's Iri? She's part of the crew, damn it. Do we have to fight Namba? Can we get him some new clothes?
Namba?
ブリーチジャパンは偽札を暴き出す。コミジルもぶっ潰してくれる。俺の弟も見つけ出すかもしれん。俺らにはできねえ芸当だよ。なんちゃ。一番。俺にとって大事なのは弟。
I even pretend to be homeless. In fact, I'm still doing it.
長いことホームレスやってたのも。
I haven't changed my socks in 3 months. That's gross, Nanba.
もう彼らの邪魔をすんな。
少し話をしてだけだ。
だから。それが邪魔だってんだよ一番。
Pretended. Yeah. It's kind of sad. It's like, it's not pre-rendered. Just put her in the background somewhere. She's a part of this. But she's optional, so I get it. Good character to have, though. Yeah, but you took it anyways. We're gonna have to put a foot in Namba's ass. I'll do it. Fine, you're the new Kate Sith. Fuck you. I don't like you anymore. I will still regard finding out that Kate Sith was a fucking mole in the team in Final Fantasy VII is one of those things. I literally took that character out of my team and I never used him again. I was so mad. I was like, hey, you want to do something? I'm like, no. Maybe you go back to your normal jobs, you only get 1 or 2 skills from each job. Yeah. I've noticed I had Devil Rocker on Adachi here for a while. He gained vampirism out of that. And of course, he's gotten a whole bunch of stuff that's unlocked as we've run through the enforcer job.
なあ、そうだね。
That'd be the most I'd want out of most of these jobs. And then just kind of stick them with the... Once I found out Kate Sith was my mole, I made him my main. There's Eddie. Why am I not surprised that you would make him a main? You said, Tommy, man, you're gonna love this. Nothing around here. Secret. Oh! Yeah, we have a revelation here, actually. Founders of NPO Bleach Japan.
これは。
どうしたの？
おい、この写真。
なんだよ。
小笠原と握手してる。こいつだよ。
Yeah, this is where they gave this revelation away in promotional materials. At least in the Japanese promotion.
まだ若い頃だな。今はもう抜けたが、もともとブリーチジャパンはそいつと小笠原が二人で立ち上げたんだ。
Yeah, you might recognize the guy on the right.
でも。死んだはずだぜ。
はあ？
Come on, game. You can do it.
死んだって。カムロ町で俺はそう聞いてた。
どういうことだ？青木亮を知ってんのか？
違う。こいつ。
Yep. He's not dead.
若だ。
Yeah, they literally gave this away in promotional materials. Like, oops. Well, by the time you reach chapter 12, you get every skill unlocked, so it'd be easier to fight tougher enemies. It would be helpful. I gotta start looking at enemy lists for some of these later areas to see what would be most useful. And also make sure to kick myself in the ass and start upgrading equipment often enough.
夕方に予定されていた表敬訪問はキャンセルの方向で考えております。
表敬訪問？はあ。新聞社が主催の。
I think it looks good for almost 40.
そうです。
Actually, he would be in his 40s. I think him and Ichi were about the same age. Actually, I think he was older.
新しい服を買ってあげて心待ちにしているかもしれないからね。
ですが。
大丈夫。必ず定時までに反対派を解き伏せて審議を終わらす。子供たちをがっかりさせたくない。
Can't let the little children's down, or let them know that I'm actually an evil piece of shit. As happens a lot in this series. So evil he uses an old Dell computer.
もう上がりなさい。
失礼します。
小笠原です。
いい知らせかな。
Nope.
ようやく見つけましたよ。荻窪幹事長の内出の小槌。肉の壁の深いところにありました。
I guess it is good news for them.
そうか。
つきましては関西のおのぼりさんたち、いくらかこちらへよこしてもらえますか。
いいだろう。東京にはもう十分手が足りている。
Although there is a number of issues that I have with this game in terms of... Actually, why is this phone so beat up? Oh, probably because he throws it. There's issues I had with how they set up Kamurocho, but I think those are more personal problems than anything else. In terms of, hey, you guys don't have enough continuity between games that literally came before this and paying attention to what's here. Oh, it's that building. I'm trying to remember what part of town that's in. Hey, there's a trophy. But like the way they updated certain parts and some stuff is missing. Like Kamurocho, that map has changed a lot over the years. But how they kind of ignore that certain things were there at certain times. I really don't like that they didn't turn Don Quixote into just a generic shop they had to replace it with a building that's literally never been there. It's like, all right, that already causes problems. The Omi took over in like no time flat between the start of this game and when we last saw Kamurocho in Judgment. And I'm like, they had no presence here other than a very small one. And then within a year, they're like, oh, we run the whole fucking town. I'm like, really? Okay. Like, I think those are some of the issues where I'm like, there's some continuity problems here that you guys didn't fucking think about. Like, you did games in between 6 and this that kind of should have been there to kind of fill in some of those gaps. Chapter 9, House of Cards, because I can't read the kanji. Oh, hey, my my lilies are ready to go harvest. Just notice those outside.
この辺りが詳しく書いてそうかな。
青木亮、現都知事42歳。やっぱり年も若と同じだ。
Oh, that's a Wikipedia article. I just realized that.
他人の空にかもよ。
20歳を過ぎて引きこもりだった青木は、ある時一年発起してアメリカへ政治経済を勉強する傍ら、名優となった小笠原はじめと共にハーバードを卒業後帰国。
Well, they studied at Harvard. We have to have them speak English at some point, and it'll be horrifically accented. Yeah, for this series, there's really no bad games. Well, I wouldn't even put Yakuza 4 as a bad game. I'd say it's the weakest game in terms of story and in terms of what it offers. It's going back through it a second time, I was like, yeah, this game's really not terrific. But it's still, I mean, still fun parts to it. And this does a hell of a lot better job of trying to kind of soft reboot a series that's very established than I've seen in a long time. And I don't hate the idea that they changed combat. That was something that kind of excited me. And I'm excited to see what they might do in the future with it. Because I want them to refine it. After playing like 8 fucking games with the same combat engine, I'm just like, yeah, I need a break.
いや、そう決めつけんのははい。むしろ都知事が荒川雅人だとすりゃ筋が通ってくることもある。
え？どういうこと？
青木亮は都知事として2年前に一気に支持率を上げた。その理由はカムロ町 3K 作戦で東上会を壊滅させたからだ。
Again, how do you destroy the Tojo? As I said, 2 years ago they destroyed the Tojo clan. That would have been 2017. The Tojo clan were still very much in charge around and going on. Unless there was a power vacuum? I don't know. Because I mean, in 2018, I wasn't sure what happened with them because fucking Daigo, I think all 3 of them, Daigo, Saejima, and Majima were all locked up at the start of Yakuza 6. You could have done a run on every Assassin's Creed game this year. No thanks. I've yet to play through one of those, and I think I'm going to keep it that way. Only played Yakuza 3, and I'm finishing up the game since I'm closer towards the end. 3's good. 3's rough gameplay-wise, but I think it's got one of the better stories, even if it's... There's a couple parts of that I won't, like, completely discuss, but, like, there's parts of that where I'm just like, that's not great, but I feel overall it has more depth to the story. And I like the fact that you get to see, you know, Oji-san Kiryu a lot more. Like, it kind of slows down that first part of the game, but I think it sets up, this is what he's moved into, and this is what's important to him, and it gives more gravity to when shit actually starts happening to that. 4 is just like, hey, here's a bunch of characters. I mean, the best thing 4 gave us was Akiyama, who's a character I wish would show back up and actually be playable again. Maybe we can do that later on. Because Saejima was okay in that, not great. And he has that, and in 4 he has that one moment where he shows up and interacts with Haruka that's kind of like, That's a little iffy. But like nothing ever happens like that ever again with him, so I think they probably realize that's a bad idea. Let's not do that again. 6 has a great story. It has a really weird twist at the end. But 6 overall is a great game. People don't like it, or at least I think there's kind of a split on it because the gameplay changed since the engine changed, so of course it's going to feel different. But 6 I thought was fantastic. It's also one of the easier ones to get into, I feel. And there's a lot of stuff that I like about the Dragon engine that it does. It's kind of hard to go back to some of the other ones. Zero's got a great story. Zero's fucking fantastic. The story for 1's kind of straightforward, but I feel like that kind of is good for it. It doesn't have a lot of weird twists. It doesn't do a lot of really crazy shit. It's just kind of like, here you go. It's a good way to follow up Zero. Okay, so apparently these guys left 2 years ago. But we were dealing almost exclusively with Tojo people. Yeah, I don't know. Because there was still Tojo stuff happening. Like, they still clearly had a foothold in 2018, unless we're just going to ignore the story for Judgment? I don't know. Well, I see the only bad part is that fucking freeway chase. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Not great. Rather do more. There was kind of stuff like that in Zero as well. I don't remember how much trouble I had. I think I had a little bit of trouble with it in Kiwami. Yeah, I was always under the impression that Judgment was... Shut up, dogs! That Judgment was obviously not a main Yakuza storyline game, but it took place within that world, so of course it would reflect what was going on and had happened in the storyline. Doesn't explain how, if it is Masato, how the fuck he's walking around normally. But he was shooting himself up full of drugs when we saw him at the beginning of the game. And people haven't done that already? Or both. It's weird because they called Arakawa like a third-rate family, but they had money to throw around, and that was like in the early 2000s.
若は生まれてすぐの事故で歩けなかった。
What's the name of that phone? Tech wrecked?
車椅子じゃねえ。
Tech erect.
どうしてだろう。戸籍は変えてもそれはさすがに。
青木亮はアメリカに留学してたんだったな。手術を受けたんじゃないのか。
でも医者もサジを投げてたんだ。
そりゃ日本での話だろう。アメリカ
In America, they got all kinds of shit they'll dope you up with. He went and joined Blitz the League and they just shot him up full of drugs and now he can walk again. And of course, the police commissioner is probably involved with something. Yeah, Judgment was a lot of fun. That's one I want a sequel for. Just so you have a game that's still out there with the standard kind of Yakuza combat, and they can mess around with that more. And B, they can go back and really invest in the detective and court case portions of that game, because they didn't do enough with them. There was a great idea that was very, very, very underwhelming in the end. I feel like they could flesh that out more and make it more interesting. Be kind of nice if they did that. But yeah, I feel like if they're gonna have spin-off games that take place in this world, they really need to lay the foundation if it's gonna take place before like major story changes happen. They need to make mention of that or lay that groundwork, or they need to just have them not take place. Like, have them set in this world, but they don't have any, like, anything that happens there has no bearing on this series, and this series has no bearing on that. But at that point, it's kind of pointless. Yeah, I was kind of anticipating they'd have Ace Attorney type shit going on, but they didn't do much there. But that game came out so quickly. Like, it was announced like 3 months before it came out, so they couldn't have been working on it that long. And you somehow had Kimura Takuya in it as your main character, and he doesn't do karaoke. The dude's known as a singer and an actor. Can you just give us the room? Yep, finally. Good, we don't have to sleep in a brothel anymore. It only took us most of the game. Yeah. Well, it came out in late 2018 in Japan. We got it later on. We actually got it really quickly. I think we had it by like May? I think it came out April or May 2019. Because last year was, I think, the only year that nothing came out for the Yakuza series. Like, this takes place in December 2019. I think that's might have been when they were trying to get it to be released, but it didn't come out until January 2020. And then we got it in November. It took a lot longer, but I think it was supposed to be out by like summer, because that's when they really started heavily promoting it. And then like the promotion dipped off, and then they finally came back and said, oh yeah, no, here, it's coming out, here's the date. So it took a while for this to come out, but I feel like with this, I don't know why they don't do this or any of the Persona games as a worldwide release. I feel like they should really invest in having worldwide releases. But I mean, the time that it takes for us to get Yakuza games and spin-offs has been lowered by quite a bit. Yeah, because let's see. It was the end of 2016. It was December 2016 when Yakuza 6 came out, and we didn't get that until April 2018. Kiwami 2 came out December 2017. We got that, I think, by July or August of 2018. And right around the time they announced they were promoting Kiwami 2. They announced the mobile game that we never got. And they also announced the Hokuto no Ken spinoff, which we got as Lost Paradise. That came out like February 2018. And then we got that like later on in like September or October of that year. So we got a lot of shit in 2018 here. And then it was September. It was Tokyo Game Show in September of 2018 when they announced Judgment as Judge Eyes. That came out December 2018. We got that later in 2019. And then they were obviously making and promoting and talking a little bit about this game. And then that came out this past year. I have to keep reminding myself. It's like, oh yeah, it came out this year. And I'm like, oh no, we're a couple of days into 2021. I don't know what they got planned. It's a decent game. I wouldn't spend a ton of time with it. And if you do start it, let me know how you think combat is in that, because I thought it was too overly complicated. There's lots of moves to do, but the setups are there's too much to it.
Master. ありがとう。じゃあ遠慮なく使わせてもらうぜ。おう。
でもよ、さっきのセリフはちょっと臭すぎじゃねえか？ああ。うるせえ。おちょこるんならもう貸さねえぞ。
Take the room back and I'll ban you from the bar.
That's good.
Well, you gotta remember that that's a sound now. That isn't just assigned to like bits getting donated and stuff like that. Okay, let's go ahead and harvest these. We actually have some plant food that we can... I think I need 11 to make a bouquet, and then we can take the bouquet over to the person running the vocational school. Lost Paradise. What if Yakuza had a lot of driving and you hated it? There is a lot of... Like, here's this big map to drive, and it's kind of boring, so you just fast travel everywhere. I think they just really wanted to be able to continue to use the driving stuff from 5 that got carried over into that engine. And I'll take the Hydro Homies. Here we go. I still don't have a sound associated with that. I need to. I wanted to get more done while I was on my holiday break, but I mean, it's already over. I have one more day and then I go back to work Monday morning. So that's cool. The fuck? That still takes 15 minutes. More shit. I'll plant some potatoes. Oh, I get. Oh, because that's just boosts the gains. I think it's the stamina X for plants that lowers the amount of time it takes. Yeah, Lost Paradise I wanted to like more than I actually did, and it makes me kind of sad. I'm like, all right, you have all these cool moves, but for the most part, some of the setups are too hard to get. So you end up just doing a lot of the same shit over and over. And a lot of the mini games are wholesale carried over from 0. So I'm like, all right, cool, but I don't really want to do those. Even if it's funny having Kenshiro run a fucking cabaret club, I'm like, why would he? The story, the original stuff in the story was fine, but a lot of the stuff they wanted to carry over into... Well, I guess I don't have a silver butterfly. I know I had scorpions, but I'd have to go back to the park to collect more of those. I actually need to find tissues. Where could we get fucking pocket tissues? Your van only has to do this on giant enemies who are kneeling at 20% health. Makes sense. Perfect sense. We good. It's alright. That's good. And yeah, but when they started shoehorning in other characters from the series, and I'm like, do they have any point to being here? Absolutely not. They had no fucking point being there. And that was kind of disappointing, because it's like the only person that dies as he really should is Jaggy. Like, all these other fucking big-time ass villains from the series, like Rao's there, and Thouser's there. I want to call him Souther, but I'll just call him Thouser because that's just how they're spelling it now. Let's see, pocket. So, oh, because I can't fucking spell pocket with 2 P's. And PP. Alright, apparently that just doesn't want to show up. I don't care about that. Oh, fuck. Actually, I think I can get pocket tissues from collecting cans, so we'll just go down there. The hell? I'll get back to my original point here in a second.
Oh.
Yakuza came by looking for you. What? A guy named Totsuka from the Seiryu clan. Totsuka, huh? How'd he look? He had a whole bunch of his boys with him. I think they're going to bar asking about you. I'd steer clear of my place for a bit. Gotta go. Wait, Hamako-san. Shit. It's alright, we're still going down there anyways, because I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
What'd she say? Totsuka's apparently out looking for us. She says we should stay away from her shop. Hmm? I thought Totsuka was... Yeah, I thought the Seiryu clan came down hard on him for the whole retirement home scam. Which means we should probably go see for ourselves. Even though she literally just told us to stay away. You're welcome to stay behind if you want. You ass. I'm going too. I like Sayako. I mean, yeah, you have all these main villains show up. And you fight them, and they all survive. And I know I've spoiled the ending, but let me know, does anybody care if I spoil the ending again for Lost Paradise? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Before I continue on. Spoilers. So the game ends and like the whole city was running on this, the whole city of Eden is running on this hydroelectric type deal. But for whatever reason, like there's this rejuvenation bed that's tied into the thing, and when it's used, it apparently was set to destroy the city. I know I'm missing some context here, so bear with me. But they end up putting Yuria, you find out, oh yeah, Yuria's here, because you're searching for her, because of course Ken's always searching for her. And that if the bed is used and she gets out, the whole city's going to get nuked. Because why not? But it's a big dome city, and you can close it back up. Long story short, the stuff under the dome that's powering Eden does get destroyed, and everybody assumes that Yuri and Ken die. And I feel like if the stuff under the dome got destroyed, Eden should fall apart and the city shouldn't run anymore. But apparently everybody's just fine with all that, and everything's cool, and everybody thinks like Ken's dead. And the last shot you have is Ken and Yuria driving off in his fucking in Bat's vehicle, so they must have stole it somehow. You know, full of apples, and those two together, and they drive off into the sunset, which kind of gives it a Dark Knight Rises vibe, where it's like, oh yeah, bad shit happened, everybody thinks Batman is dead, but technically Bruce Wayne's still alive. He's done being Batman, and he's going to just go and be a normal person for once. Which is like the only part of the Dark Knight Rises I like, is that Bruce Wayne manages to be able to escape the curse of being Batman. Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? I think they're alright. Anyways, that was the only part about Dark Knight Rises I liked, was that, hey, Batman gets to be, you know, you don't have to worry about who is Batman. Bruce Wayne gets to actually go do shit. No, I think if somebody was bringing something upstairs, they might have dropped it. I think they're fine. I heard somebody ask, and there was no, yeah, you know, so we're good. Yeah, there's nobody running around. I think we're fine. So Ken and Yuria drive off into the sunset. Like, hey, we're good. We get to be in love. Maybe she's not dying of cancer like she is at the end of the regular series, where, you know, that's kind of the thing that unlocks the hidden potential in both Rao and Kenshiro, was they both realize Yuria's dying. She has only so much time left. And this is the woman that these two brothers both love, and it manages to get them into the furthest heights that you can achieve with Hokuto Shinken. Like, none of that happens. I guess she's fine because she was in her fucking hyperbaric chamber, and they drive off. But I'm like, okay, cool, except Ken wouldn't do that knowing full well that these bad guys are still out there. Especially Souther. He's a fucking piece of shit, so he's got to beat him. Like, like, I would have been okay with Lost Paradise, and I know I'm going to tell this story again. I'm going to go on about it again at some point, like 12 months from now. Oh, that part was kind of lame, but I was like, oh, hey, he gets to be Batman until he doesn't. Robin Da Boy Wonder. At least he's not Dat Boy Wonder. I don't even know. It was Dat Boy. I think Dat Boy was not a... Is that a global... Let me see. I don't think that's a... I think that might be... Yeah, I think that's either a Franker Face icon, or that's something that only BBH has. But... Where was I going with this? Yeah, I would have been better off... I think the game would have been better off had it just told an original story that took place somewhere within the timeline but didn't really have any consequence to it. And they didn't shoehorn in like known characters unless it absolutely... Because Ray doesn't die. Yeah, Rao's okay, Souther's okay. Jaggy blows up because nobody likes him. Devil Rebirth's there, but he doesn't die. He just gets to kind of help out and rebuild the city. Why he was in Eden at all when he was locked up in Villainy Prison. Because there's no indication at what point in the timeline all this happens. Because Kenshiro knows Bat and Lin. He runs into him in Eden because they somehow happen to both be there. I almost walked out of Batman Begins. I didn't see Rises. I saw that later on. I think the only one... I saw the first two movies in that trilogy. Batman Begins still sucks ass, and Dark Knight's the only decent one, but even that was kind of like, eh. Yeah, I have issues, clearly, with Lost Paradise and the way it tells its story. Because the original stuff's good, the stuff that's shoehorned in, not so much. Please tell me he has... I thought he had... He does have pocket tissues, good. You know, let's buy fucking 2 of them. There. I need to get more points because I realize this guy sells manuals for a lot. I can probably find those cheaper elsewhere. But Homeboy sells CDs, including some Persona 5 stuff. So I gotta get at least, what, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75,000 points collecting cans. You must defeat Devil. Yeah, we saw it at Boulder Station. Which I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, they were closing down that theater, I think. I'm gonna miss that that awesome train motif that theater has. See if I can get S rank on this, because I got S rank on hard the first time I did it, which was surprising. Bam. There we go. Need some drinks. Need some cold drinks. Pow! Pow! Nope. Let me find more piles. Got more than enough time. As long as I got drinks, we don't have to worry about running into people. We need 400 to get... There we go. Wait, no. Is it 500 to get? Yeah, it was 500 to get. I think we got enough time to do that. I'll check chat here in a moment. I realize that's going off. There we go. I need to haul ass. Not too much to hit that fucking exploding barrel. I was lucky. I did that on hard and collected like 700 cans with like almost a minute to spare, and this one was a lot more difficult. At least I've S ranked all 3 difficulties on that. You are the can man. Times 12 get. What about Meat Bun get? Warrior of Cans. What a title. And close down Boulder Station, yes. You're a tried and true can collector now. Here's a little something to commemorate your leveling up. Ho ho. And just keep snagging and spending. That sounds wrong. Okie doke. Oh yeah, I already bought Kamurocho Lullaby. I Won't Forget. A CD featuring the track I Won't Forget from a legendary zombie game. Because we don't actually want to name Dead Souls by name. Sure, we'll buy that. Dead Souls will forever be not remastered, just like the rest of the spin-offs. Like, guys, just remaster the spin-offs, please. I want to play the fucking... I want to play the samurai games. You can link up with Sin Sophia and remaster the 2 PSP games for new systems. So they can have some hot Aki engine combat in the Yakuza world. Give me what I want. Pick it. Pick the damn thing up. There you go. Alright. I don't think I need to improve equipment yet. Though we are here, so... Send down this way, because that looks like a part-time hero thing we can do. Gyoza. The extra A for emphasis. The extra A is for appetizing. Where are they? Paper drop. Yeah, she's going the wrong way. She'll teleport. Give her time. There you go. Yeah. That was a waste of a fucking... I don't know. Why are we using... Alright, hold on. Let me turn that off, because I don't know why we're wasting MP fighting these guys. Oh, because they're actually decent level. Never mind. And Gyoza sound good. So I watched a video earlier of somebody making ebikatsu curry, and I'm like, I was like, that sounds delicious. I just want curry. The hell are there 23 and 25 hanging around in this area unless they start to actually like raise the cap on enemies? There we go. Gotta beat up homeless people? Cool. I would never do such a thing. Besides, there isn't even anyone in sight. Come on, part-time hero, where are you? This must be my client. Time to play part-time hero? Quest name, SOS Misaki Street. Requester, man in a pickle. You get 4 stars, 4 member points, I guess. 30,000 yen. A Mr. Mind Cooler. That sounds like, that's a great name for an item. And some quality lumber. I'll give you some quality lumber. This is going to sound awkward, but I mean being accused of lechery, like being a pervert. I'm at Misaki Street, so can you come down to talk this guy down? It's pretty obvious he's trying to get some hush money out of me. Some homeless people are fucking mean. Alright, fellas, I'm from Part-Time Hero. So where's the lady involved? Maybe we should ask her her side of things. Oh, get bent. This is between me and him. If you don't like it, you're dead. Well, this is gonna go down real fast. Actually, they're just gonna get hit with thumbtacks. Maybe not. Actually, you guys stay in a group. And... Jesus Christ. That does a lot of damage. Alright, and then... Yike! And given that gyoza has a long O and a short A, gyoza, I'm wondering if the foreign accent might be overemphasized, overstressed the second syllable. Gyoza! Sounds like a battle cry. Be good for advertising a gyoza-related restaurant. Oh, wow. I can barely lock eyes with a woman for 2 seconds before I start feeling unattractive. Man, I know that feeling. Is there any items back here? I'm pretty sure we found out everything that... Unless it's stuff that respawns. Yeah, because there was a silver safe back here, and we already emptied that out a long time ago. And we'll go see if we can construct anything new. And certainly my battle cry when Yatsubame tells us, we're going to a Gyoza restaurant for dinner. Get your shoes on. Ho ho. Again, I don't know why they're using those moves. I guess when they're high enough level, they decide to start using skills, but if they're like below level 20, the AI is like, yeah, fuck that, we're not wasting it. Like, you don't even need to waste it now. Alright. Any more goodies here? I don't even know if I have enough to be able to improve the weapon I'm using. No, I need scorpions for that. Because that makes sense. The thumbtacks attack. 6-slotted origin invention on caltrops. Got it! Craft weapon? Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I don't have a high enough facility rank for most of this shit, and I need to invest a lot of money to get to workshop rank 3. Poison box cutter. Nice handle. Very colorful. Yeah, she has the metal ruler right now. Oh, and I already have that. And this one you need it, but I feel like it's a... no, it's a slightly better weapon, but this I already sank another thing into. I feel like right now I've probably given people... Anything I can do is craft armor. If I even can do that right now. And I need more materials for that. These are 100,000 a piece. Do I even have enough? I think I do have enough materials for that if I made 4 of those. Hellish cape. Gloomy cape that seems like it's absorbed all the darkness in the very bowels of the earth. Too bad that doesn't actually like show up on your person. That's something they can do for the inevitable sequel with this engine and this system. Spectrum coat. A gown that seems to shimmer with a striking multitude of colors. And some cyber armor. Cyberpunk stuff that works. Iron Geta. Geta symbol symbolic for the devotion and training for a real man's man. A lot of defense. Somehow, despite the fact that those don't protect your feet for nothing. You know, all this stuff's really expensive and I don't have enough money for most of it. Well, I guess I can make 3 of these. Wait, everybody's got at least something extra that they can have. Because I could make these, but I don't have super cement or whatever the hell that is. Yeah, I don't want to spend the money on that. And that's the bad part, is that I don't quite have a really good source of money yet. I guess it really only makes more sense in the late game. There we go. Alright. At least gives them some extra defense. Which is always a good thing. There's usually items to pick up over here. For some reason he won't vault over hedge bushes. Oh wait, yeah, hold on, we actually forgot about this guy. Now, how is he still stuck? He's been there for like a week. I guess I'd be an ass if I ignored him, despite the fact that we've totally done that for a while. Don't we already help this guy? Dumpster diving, of course. Maybe dumpster dived a little too hard, though. This Zangief, yeah, Zangief's just like, I'm gonna put you in the... I love that even in that super that leaves them stuck in the ground afterwards, you can do that on the stage flying around Dubai, where you're on a plane. Like, you can just stuff them through the wing of the plane. That's when we find out that this homeless person gets off on microwaving diapers. Because that's a thing that's happened online. Sadly. Wish I didn't know that, but I do. You know, who around in this area of town had $1 million yen watch? It hasn't occurred to me to try the tree planting finish on the Dubai plant or the Kanzuki peach. But then the water's gonna hide them and they'll ban it. And pampered shoe. The things we would like to forget. That's one of them. I wouldn't even say that's the worst thing I've seen online either, but it's one of those things where you try to mention to somebody and they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, welcome to my hell. Get ready for a ride. I'm gonna come back in like 18 years and check on that guy. JK, I'm not coming back. I don't think I've been down this street. Incontinent Pikachu in diapers? No, more like a Sonic and Pikachu fanboy who also has a diaper fetish. That's one of those, like, I don't want to kink shame nobody, but that's one of those where I'm just kind of like, I don't get it. You want a quick way to be like, just to weird me out? There you go. That's a little weird. Alright, well, let me check this shop because I don't think I've been here for a while. This place had a bunch of stuff. Iron pipe. You know, all this is probably not worth investing money in. No, because it's all somehow worse than... We have a number of toy bracelets. Yeah, all this is kind of worthless to us now. That's another thing about shops. I'm like, here's a bunch of shops that sell shit. Is it worth it? No. Alright, well, then why the fuck are they there? You could have literally put anything else in here. There we go. Alright, we were supposed to be heading over here. And we can't do this again until we come back. Although, let me turn here. There's something over here. Wait. Oh, fuck. What did I just do? Shit. I invested in something I wasn't reading. I thought that was somebody I was supposed to recruit. Well. Ichi's about to go back to jail for some kind of embezzlement scheme. Oh. Back to jail for me. Yeah, he's doing a... Yeah, but you're probably not wearing any clothes, huh? Why don't you have any clothes? The questions you ask in this series. Very well. Yep. Don't catch cold, man. See ya. Don't move around too much, those bubbles will pop. Okay, cool. You could have... I don't want to help this guy now. He's a fucking idiot. You're literally outside the soapland. I figured you went to this one. Just go inside. Those are mean-ass bouncers. I would at least let you take your shit, then I would have kicked you out. Also, that's why you don't answer your phone when you're having happy soap time. Also, didn't he just say his grandfather said his grandmother passed? I'm like, you're trying to get to the hospital to do what? She's already dead. So the fact that those bubbles aren't popping, I'd say he's okay. Oh. Oh god, are we gonna have to fucking... Oh crap. Alright. This is exactly why these should give out XP. Do you think you could just fucking stay here and I'll get you some pajamas? Fuck it, let's do it.
あんたに水がかからないように。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
俺は春日だ。
All right, well, where are we going? He said clothing district. Where the fuck? What clothing store is he talking about? Hey man, what clothing store are you talking about, bro? Where the fuck are we supposed to be going? Because we can't go... So I hope we're not... No, we can't go all the way up here. It said the shopping district, but I'm like, okay. Sadly, the districts aren't exactly named. So we need to go... Ugh. Alright, so... And the fact that he's following me around already is a problem. Like, so you want me to get you clothes, and you don't want to get caught, but you're gonna walk with me the whole way there. Makes perfect sense. Sound Yakuza logic. How does she have that much water inside that watering bucket? Okay, we have to go up this way. Grow big and strong. What are you watering? Oh. One plant that's clearly dead. The fact that nobody scolded that girl for wasting water is concerning. Seems like something an old person would do in Japan, where it's like, are you wasting something? You're about to get talked to by everybody. Your parents will 100% hear about it. Then again, that old person back there is kind of wasting water. Of course there's a fire truck. Why wouldn't there be? Hey, dipshit, get over here. There's no fire there. Damn fire person. What are you doing? I don't know why he's trailing so far behind me. Again, where the oh, I guess it's just here. That's not a clothing store unless it's on one of the other floors. Mostly a secondhand shop. You go in wearing only soap bubbles, they're gonna probably get you arrested because they think you're gonna go down to the H manga floor and cause some problems. Is it nuts? Is that she or Sue? I think it's Sue. Natsuyama. I only got you here without hanging out. Thanks a million, Kasuga-san. Be right back. Sure, go ahead. I'm coming, Grandma. That is not something you want to say out loud in public. Certainly not when you're wearing any clothes. You're not wearing any clothes. They're not going to let him shop like that. Exactly. This shit doesn't end, does it? Look, about my friend here. There's a reason this dude's naked. Is there? Yeah. His grandma just passed out. He was in the bath when he got a message and couldn't ignore it, so he ran out without thinking. His grandma passed out? Yeah. Do him a favor and sell him some clothes, please. He's already made it enough of a scene. I'm just trying to help this fool get to the hospital to see his grandma. Okay, I understand. In that case, right this way. She's got more patience than I would ever have for that. Man, say something ridiculous with a serious face and people will buy just about anything. Kasuga-san, I was able to get some clothes. Oh, that's good. Now that I think about it, how did you pay for them? Weren't you naked? The clerk saw me crying while I was picking out the clothes and let me put it on a tab. A tab? At a clothing store? I'm forever in your debt. And with that, I'm off to see my grandma. Yeah, get going. Hope his grandma's okay. She's probably not. Probably has no grandma. And go see Awano again, like where? I guess all the way back down here. It's probably gonna go back to the soapland. Oh yeah, we're supposed to go see the Sujimon dude. He said he had something for us. Since we're up here. As it probably toggles yet another oh god. This old lady's gonna die if we don't help her. Oh, the miracle of spice, yeah. Outdated references. I think I sent this to him, or it was Dash and Chris that sent it to him. And he got mad about it. He's just like, Japanese people can't handle spice, and something about Korean food. And I felt bad afterwards, because I'm just like, that wasn't my anticipation for the outcome of sending this to somebody. And it was like Chef Nana, and that time I sent the mascot deal. It's like, oh yeah, here's the avocado mascot for avocados from Mexico to advertise them in Japan. And she's like, are there Japanese people in that photo dressed up in mariachi outfits? I'm like, yeah. And yeah, I don't even know if she expected that to kind of set her off a little bit, but it did. And I was just like, okay, I'm just not going to send anything anymore. I'd say this is not realistic, but I've seen enough old people permanently hunched over like that in Japan. Like, folks that I'm just like, I am surprised you're outside the house, let alone take the train. And not to like, oh, here's one stop. I'm like, no, I have a feeling they're on the train for a while. And she's stubborn, I'll give her that. Yeah. Yeah, like, and I'm not going to dispute that. It's just that when I sent it, that wasn't what I was attempting to evoke, and I didn't realize it was going to evoke that, and I don't think it necessarily did. Like, yeah, like, it's obviously historically proven that they've mistreated and continue to do so. Like, when he's mentioned stories about, like, hearing from our friends, like, oh yeah, garlic is, you know, the new trendy thing, and I'm just like, garlic's been a part of Japanese cuisine for a long time, but obviously maybe not in the area that our friend has grown up in. It's just one of those things where I share something out of, oh, maybe somebody will find this funny, and then it like completely dredges up the exact opposite, and I'm like, wow, that backfired really horribly, and that was not the thing. It's like you apologize afterwards, but then you're just kind of like, I kind of don't want to send shit to people anymore, because now I don't know what's going to, if I send it and go, oh, this looks fun, and I'm like, oh, it makes me uncomfortable when I make other people uncomfortable, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, am I the asshole for thinking this is not like that bad, or I didn't immediately think of these things? It's kind of why I just half the time just don't send shit to people. I'm just like, you know what, I'm just not gonna, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna like it and I'm gonna move on, and nobody else, I won't share it with anybody else. It's not that I don't understand, and it's not that I'm not sensitive to that. It's just more kind of like when when something I do sets that off and it's not my intention, I'm kind of like, all right, did I make a mistake, or was this just a did what I just do somehow do this inadvertently? It's kind of like when somebody says something to me and I take it the wrong way and I know that's not what they meant and that's not how they meant it. It's more kind of like I have to remind myself that they didn't do anything wrong. And even sometimes I'm not aware of how I'll take certain things until it happens and I go, uh-oh. And then I just kind of have to, in my case, I try to go, yeah, unless it's something that's like a really, really fucking tweaks a nerve, I tend to just kind of keep it to myself, and I give myself a little bit of time to stew over it, and then I go, okay, that's not how they meant it, it's not how this works out, you know, everything's cool. I give myself a little bit of time, and then I'm good. I don't have to worry about it afterwards. Because there are times where I've had people come after me for things. I'm like, I didn't realize I just did that. Or I look at it and go, I didn't do that. That's how they interpreted it. But now I'm, you know, being turned into a villain. I realize I'm going into like other territory there, but I do hate when I get made out to be a villain. I know I haven't done anything wrong. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves in life is if you come after me like I've done something bad and I know I haven't, you're gonna set off a fire in me that either I have to immediately close myself off to prevent bad shit from happening, or bad shit's gonna happen. Yeah.
Oh.
Fire God's Amulet. Don't I have like several of those? How many fucking Sujimon have I found? Not even half of them. That's the first thing he's given me, and I'm pretty sure that item was something I already had. No, it's a little bit better. So I had the flame amulet, but like that's all it does is give you flame protection. That's it. And I don't run into enough enemies yet that do a lot of fire specific damage. Was there another thing over here? There was something to collect. I forgot all about there being a gold safe in here. So I'm wondering if there's another safe that maybe I completely missed out on. That's a way out. Pardon me. I don't know. Maybe in my case, some stuff I'm not gonna get. I mean, I've admitted that before in the past. I'm like, some stuff I'm not gonna get just because my background and my life, I haven't had to put up with any of that. So I'm very aware of that. I don't think there was anything here to collect. I haven't even fucked around with playing Mahjong, and I'm not about to start right now. Huh, I think that topic kind of brought me down. That's alright. We're okay for now. It's one of those things that's not exactly the... What the fuck? Oh. Speaking of uncomfortable, you know what? We're not gonna go that way. Oh, it's gonna force us. Never mind. I'm just wondering how you're not selling kimchi in Koreatown. Why does that look so bad? You need to spend more time with that texturing. I mean, that means it's the good stuff, I guess. Here's an upper. When I saw that trophy for winning a bunch of Mahjong games, I screamed bullshit. Oh. No, because nobody likes to fucking... Nobody likes to play Mahjong. I don't want a fucking trophy for that, but... Subtle piquance. I mean, Ichi took off running too, but at least he came back. Fuck it, sell me the whole damn jar and I'll go give some to that old lady. Because that's what we have to do anyways. Yeah, just keep it in a cool place and it'll stay good for a while. At least it's an earthen jar. Miracle kimchi. Kiseki no kimchi? Alright, so where the hell did that old lady go? No idea. Alright, so let's just head down to this story spot now. Oh, is he? Oh, hey, hold on. But it never occurred to me, never occurred to the old man, try a batch with half as much Devil's Claw? It's probably one of those, it's like, I'm going to make it my way, or no way at all. Ichi, you need to go call them out. How the fuck did he hear that from across the street? Then again, I still say homeboy can, like, wipe his face off, at least. It's true, he's dressed like that for no reason. What should I change first? Where do we start? Face doesn't help. Fine, fucking... I mean, the face part and the clothes would help. For some reason I thought he was Shirakawa, but I'm mixing up names. Well, this is really a multi-part sub-story, isn't it? Alright, got that out of the way. Where was this at? Then I'm just gonna head this way. They keep running into bad guys because fucking nobody wants to despawn. I really don't want to fight you fucking chumps. Shirakawa also broke and homeless. I would hope not. I would wonder where the hell she's getting all that stuff to make soup. Unless she's making it out of the homeless people. Because I think this NPC is pulling the horse before the cart, trying to pursue the romantic interest. I was saying that when I started it, because I'm just like, dude, he's like, I like that girl. I'm like, yeah, but you're fucking homeless, dude. What are you gonna do? Like, she'll talk to you, but it's like, you literally live on the streets and you're filthy. I felt like it's also just kind of like, I realize you guys are homeless, but you have access to like water and some other stuff. It's like you can clean up a teeny bit. I probably should heal before I decide to go deal with these folks. Since I'm right here. After she's providing homeless soup to the huge dudes in Hokuto Gotoku, explaining their mysterious source of protein. Said that maybe that's one of the uncomfortable truths in that series they never touched on, was people were just eating people. Anyway, the bad guys could have enough protein. They just eat folks. Find out who the hell's saying where I live and break their legs. Okay, he's gonna die. We already kicked the shit out of this guy anyways. Actually, where are we? We were behind these dudes when we rolled up. Where the fuck are we? Why have we not stepped in yet? This is Kenshiro timing. Like, he always showed up in Hokuto no Ken after bad things had already happened. Finally. Now break his arm. This is how you and I end up getting arrested in Japan. Some protection racket shakedown threatening the Osaka Obasan restaurant. We're having lunch. Give us our money. Nope. They're about to get a fork to the eyeball. But you were trying to protect me. Don't worry, we'll clap cheeks later. Kiryu definitely hasn't gotten any. I would hope that Ichi has at least scored at some point in his life, but Definitely not in the 20 years while he was in prison.
任せてくれるかい？
ああ、任せてやるよ。
待て！
道を開けな。ドサンティン。
Wow.
もう星野会長からお許しは出たのか？トスか。
そんなもんはいらねえんだよ。もうあのじじいには愛想が尽きた。
Oh, so you're doing your own thing. Fine. That means we can beat the fucking piss out of you.
俺らには絶対不可侵が鉄の掟。だがトップ同士は仲良くこっそり偽札で稼いでやがった。
誰からそのことを？ブリーチジャパンの連中だ。街中に触れ回ってる。おかげで俺らはいい笑いもんだ。ラオマーがうちの若いもん蜂の巣にした件も親父は丸く収めちまう気だ。勝ち込んでったうちの頭も今じゃ蝶の店で大事に扱われてるとさ。
I know I'm catching altitude in this plyometrics workout when the top of my jump leaves leaves behind the cool layer of air from 0 to 6 feet and penetrates the 7-foot plus layer of hot air still lingering from running my stove earlier. It was like, oh yeah, your stove does work. It was your microwave that hasn't worked in a while. Don't hit a ceiling fan, but I think the only one in that area would be right over your kitchen table.
で、せっかくみこしに担がれた男が最初にやることが俺なんかを探すことか。
ああ、探し出してバラして海にぶちまける。それが
で、
Right, quit talking. Less talking, more chalking. Shut up and let's fight. You're not gonna fucking survive this anyways. See? See if I can brainwash him for a little while. Nope, it missed. That's alright. Fuck it, just go for it. That was fast. Still can't get everybody up to level 37. That's the only way we're going to be able to level for a while is going back down to the dungeon and farming.
あんたの器じゃ清流会は取れねえよ。お山の大将は要素でやんな。少なくとも二度と浜子さんの前に面出すんじゃねえぞ。そん時はすまきにして川に放り込む。俺は言ったことは必ずやるぜ。返事は
He's not like Kiryu. He will keep that promise. Kiryu punched the shit out of you, but I don't think he'd really kill anybody. Ichi, he just might. Just to make sure the job's done. Who the fuck's calling me? Stomp his balls just to be sure he's out for a while.
誰だ。
そうだ。今立て込んでるからさ、手短に話すよ。
あ？
俺たちはブリーチジャパンを見誤ってた。あいつらのバックには近江連合がついてる。最初から偉人さんを内側から崩すのが奴らの狙いだった。
Yeah, Ichi already knew that.
ラオマーに利用されたんだ。
みたいだね。
あれ？もう知ってたの？なんだよ、お礼の一つくらい言ってもらえると思ってたのに。
悪いな。
じゃあ、もう俺からの情報は必要ないかな？
い 一応聞くよ。なんかあんのか？
今ブリーチジャパンのデモ隊がコミジュに向かってる。
What, you were stomping balls the last time you were playing through this?
え？
部下の報告じゃその大半は近江の兵隊たちみたいだね。
なんだって？
要するに見た目は堅気のデモ隊だけど中身はヤクザが勝ち込んできたってか。
Explain why there was a bunch of tough people trying to beat us up with a couple of times we've been dealing with Bleach Japan in this.
近江が偉人さんの偽札を暴こうとしてる。
偽札作りの件を知ってるブリーチジャパンからの指示だね。近江は単なる兵隊でしょ。
肉の壁をぶっ潰す気か。
だろうね。でさ、そこで相談なんだけど、春日君、小見次郎手助けに行ってあげてくんない？
なんで俺らが？あんたらで動けよ。
そうしたいけど、ハンピンリューマンは今クーデターの真っ最中でね。
クーデター？
マブチのやつが偽札の件で下の連中煽って。
マブチがクーデ？
そう、偉人さんは見せかけだの。上の連中だけで偽札あちこちで吹いて回ってて、おかげで俺への造反者が続出。だから今コミジュルまで手が回んないんだよね。
なるほど。
だから
お願いって。
でもお願い聞いてくれたらさ。
あ？
マジだよ。俺が責任持って働きかけて。
まあな。
じゃあ OK だね。ああ、悪い、もうのんびりあと一つだけ知らせておく。
Blah 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 blah. Fine stuff. I think that's probably how we end up getting Zhao as a party member, because we do get him as a party member pretty soon. Him and Jungi Han.
その代わりナンバーは見逃してもらえるだろう。
ああ、おまけにデモ隊の指揮は小笠原なんだと。
となるとあいつに話が聞きたいわよね。
ああ、クメにゃ聞きてえことが山ほどあるんだ。
Okay. Let's make a save first. We haven't saved in a bit. It did auto-save, but I feel better when I have a hard save available. We don't need the... We don't really need levels, but at the same time, I feel like we either do it now or we do it like somewhere in chapter 10. Budget. We'll go ahead and go to the... Actually, where are we at in terms of story? Chapter 8 was really quick. I don't know how much we have in chapter 9. Okay, it looks like we're about halfway through. And at this point, I feel like we'd almost want to do the rest of this chapter in its own stream, because it looks like we're about to... If I went to that point, we're going to end up going into a... probably a decent length sequence that we'll be stuck in. So, what we're going to do is some more side stuff before we sign off for the night. I wasn't here for Dragon Kart. Actually, we can go do Dragon Kart. It is fun. I only got to do it once when they actually introduced it. As I wasn't sure, because when you play the demo for this, they released on the Japanese PlayStation Store, you end up getting access to Dragon Kart around roughly here on Central Street. Whereas if you actually want to do it, you have to go all the way the fuck up here. Problem is, it's not accessible, and I just realized I have to go do this fucking story sequence because all of my sub-stories disappeared again. Which is annoying. That means I actually can't go show off Dragon Kart. Because they keep fucking making it disappear. No, I'm trying to fucking harvest. Okay, now I can make a bouquet. Oh, I got it. I always think I have to talk to her. I have to actually talk to him. There we go. And one person I can give that to is way the heck on the other side of town. Well, we'll go talk to her. Why not? The fuck did the... What the fuck? All the taxi cabs disappeared too. Well, this really wants me to go into this sequence, doesn't it? Anyways. Let me check this. Yeah, because this ends up going into... This ends up going into, like, a full fight. Fuck it, let's just do it. Actually, before we do... Because one of the big things I'm just like, I gotta use the restroom. Let me go hit that up real quick, and then we'll go into this next section. So give me a few minutes. I will be right back. All right. Which way were we heading? We were heading down the street to Fukutoka Bridge and across the way. And we'll fight these guys, despite the fact that... Are they turning around, or are they just somehow... Was I close enough to aggro them by just running past? That is definitely something they can work on in the next game, is not having me have to fucking fight. Oh, what does Saiko have to say? I think this is what he meant by an Omi invasion. Probably clever of them to blend in with the Bleach Japan protesters. I don't know why. No, I don't want to fight you guys. Fuck off. Yeah, lower level mobs should not be an issue. That's something they can change. Like, if it's below, if it's like more than 10 levels below you, it needs to be fucking... It needs to be just something that doesn't aggro to you. Mark them on the map, but don't make me fight them. One of the things I love about COH, Con Gray and below mobs don't attack, they just nervously whistle and pray like hell you pass them by. Is it for real? There's an army of them. Oh, if you want to get technical, it's an Omi army. Yeah, no way Bleach Japan can mobilize this many people with their usual tactics. Crazy to see this many Yakuza in one place, though. And they're all heading for Gomiju? We don't stop. I don't think we can stop this if we tried. You don't know how good I am with fucking baseball bat. Exactly. When we're done here, the gray zones will be a barren wasteland. Kume. What were you hoping to accomplish by coming here? Not much. Shouldn't Ogasawara be here to see this? He's our director, so he's leading the march. And pretty soon, he's going to shine the spotlight on this city's little counterfeiting problem. Thanks to us, the day the Great Wall of Muscle finally collapses is here. I'll fucking collapse your walls. Wait, what? You know, I have an AoE attack that hits in a circle. Oh. Us, huh? I take it you mean all these gray dudes you brought in to help clean up the gray zones? And you know they're all Omi Yakuza, right? Huh? The hell was that? An upstanding citizen like myself ain't gonna take that lying down. Then maybe you ought to drop the thick-ass Kansai accent, friend. I know he said dialect, but... Huh? You telling me you ain't Omi? You telling me I ain't Omi? Hey, how's my Kansai impression? Pretty good, huh? You think he's wise to make... You think it's wise to make fools of us? Dragon sweep. Sounds like you owe them an apology. If you do, I'll make them stand down. Oh, you want me to grovel? Naturally. You can start by getting down on your hands and knees. The whole 9 yards, huh? Yep. Otherwise, you might not like the consequences. I'm the only one who can save you now. Motherfucker, I'm gonna put my bat through your forehead. Pretty lame threats for somebody who thinks he's cleaning the world up. Your heart's as black as they come. Shut up, you hussy. Is that the best you got? Hydro Omi. Drink of water, go. Wow, the real world you is coming out now, huh? But if I'm a hussy, you're just the garbage under my heels. Bitch. Are we not getting our point across? We'll never bow down to you, Chief. You're nothing but damn thugs. What a ballsy bunch of jokers. It won't be very funny though when I'm through with you. Consider it my greeting for the Egen 3. Oh, I'm gonna. Actually, you know what? Yeah, they're gonna get thumbtacks. At least that side. Actually, since we need to take out a group, go ahead and call in Gary. Fairy summons Koki Christmas. Now there's a fucking reference. Flex. There we go. Now everybody's done. And he's he's stunned. And silenced. Well, he's not stunned, but he's at least silenced now. Let's go ahead and get him in paralysis prong. Maybe we can stun him again. Oh, it did stun him again. That was fast. I want some pound cake. Get some sturdy lumber instead. Now we're at 37, at least those two, and hopefully we'll be able to get Eddie and Saiko up to 37. You think you can get away with this? This is assault. We assaulted you? You couldn't sink lower if you tried, man. I mean, at this point, I gotta give you props. It was how many of you against just us three? Huh? Listen. Did you even know these guys were Omi Yakuza? No. The director said they came to support us from the offices Bleach Japan has across the nation. You really didn't know. Be honest. Well, I did think they were a rough-looking crowd. So you did have an idea something was off. But ignoring it was awfully convenient, huh? Up yours. I mean, I'm no expert, but wouldn't you call that a gray zone? Nah. What's going on at Gomiju? The protest is probably busting in right now. By now, if not, it's only a matter of time. This many guys raid them? Not even Song Hee can scare them off. Either way, we better get moving. We'll just show up looking normal, but we'll grab the signs. Perfect disguise. And if all else fails, we can just hit them with them. Maybe we should try blending in as protesters? Good idea. That could work. I hope he puts the t-shirt on over his coat. That'd be great. Probably not, but... You should have put the signs down in front of your face. It's gonna make walking hard, but... Also, couldn't Kume just bone people? Yeah, we're gonna have to fight this. Also, I'm pretty sure this is illegal, but... Oh, yeah, that guy's on the up and up. That's a much stronger wall than I would have anticipated. For something that's completely makeshift. We're gonna check the story thing? No, we're gonna check this machine. For no money. Got it. Fair enough. Bleach Japan is crawling all over the place. We're gonna get thrashed if we're not ready. I think we're ready. Actually, let's have some food at this restaurant. Maybe we can get like a bonus. Actually, let me check the restaurant list and we can see what is available for bonuses. Where is... There we go. Food bonuses. And we are at Imoni's Vow. Oh, we can get an attack up. So anything... We'll get the menu up. Where's... Oh, there she is. Sorry, ma'am.
いらっしゃい。
Alright, so you have the recommended set, which I don't know what that soup is, but it looks like kimchi, like a radish kimchi, and then probably dakgalbi? Oh, samgyeopsal. Yeah, kakdugi. But, so the three things, the three combinations of items that we can put together is bulgogi. Where's the, sangchu, which is lettuce. So bulgogi, sangchu, and beer. Then you can do the samgyeopsal, the perilla leaves, and where is that at? Kyogetsu green. There's a soju. Or you can do dakgalbi, just chicken, so I was correct about that. Amoni's kimchi and rice. All three of those combinations will end up all leading over to the same thing, which is an attack up. But we'll do the first combination. Bulgogi, sangchu, and it was beer? Yeah. There we go. Your attack was slightly boosted. Don't really need it, but it's not a bad idea. Also, I have a Kiwami drink. I just don't know if I should use it now or use it when I get into combat. I guess we can use it in combat. We'll see. Make a save here. And fuck it, let's just head in. We got some beer in our belly and some food. Let's fucking do this. So many people here, nobody's wearing masks. I hate these damn right-wingers. Well, they got up fast. Fuck that, let's just fight. We're good. There's people's, I think, yeah, people are clipping into one another. I was thinking, like, did somebody's arm go through somebody's chest there? Didn't realize we were in a David Cronenberg game. Yeah, I saw that thing about a Booker T video, and I was hoping he was, like, getting into the hip-hop game. I'm like, oh no, it's somebody else. The fuck? That guy's got a gun? These gun users won't be as bad, hopefully, in this. Alright, that should have whiffed because he was too far away. It did a lot of damage on her. Everybody's picking on Eddie again. Alright. And leveled up Sayako, so that's good. Oh shit! Fuck! Boy, Ichi was fast. Holy shit! He's got good hair, though. Alright, time to find a wrecking ball. When they were ready to fight us, I'm like, fight the guy that's driving this fucking thing. Yeah, whoever got hit by that is totally dead. No, I don't remember this guy. Yeah, but Ichi blacked out from getting shot. I'd forget faces at that point too. Yeah, and I survived. So fuck you. No. Also, why does nobody capitalize hell? It's a place. It's a proper noun. No, not the first time we fought construction equipment in this game. Probably won't be the last. Also, I wonder what it can really do, because it can't move around. But we can't control movement of characters. Okay, it's level 26. What does it say here in the guide? Oh, focus on electric attacks. It isn't resistant to blunt, so use that as a secondary. When the ball winds up, take the time to guard. Okay, so we'll know. All right, that's fine. I don't think we need to know much more than that. We can't make the crane bleed, or can we? Actually, what we can do... You know, we'll just hit it with staples. That's fine. Fuck it. It's resistant to staples. Not surprising. What else can we do? Actually, let's boost her defense. Who knows what that's going to do even on guard. Go ahead and boost everybody's attack. Because for whatever reason, we don't... Oh, we lost it after that. What we can do... Can we use that Kiwami drink? Yeah, we can. Oh, only one person can do that. That was a waste. Oh well. Should have used that on fucking... Ow. If I had known that, I was like, oh, I thought that was a team thing. Guess not. Those will be a hell of a lot more helpful for the fights where we're trying to get XP together. I feel like, oh, we just have to fucking... Oh, he can turn around, but I'm thinking, like, couldn't we just attack this guy closer to there? He wouldn't be able to do as much. Right, yeah, her attacks aren't going to do as much. And that I can't seem to fucking block. That does a lot. Is it gonna go haywire now? damage. So the only thing I think I can do to him is throw that accuracy off. I don't know how they would have an invasion stat, but weirder shit has happened. Hey, there's a guard. Oh, it comes back. Duh. There we go. That was pretty quick. There we go. What did you get for trying to fight in a fucking piece of heavy machinery? Come on, blow up. But nobody's left. They're all just stunned by us fighting a piece of machinery. I hope that... I was about to say, I hope that falls on him. Ooh. Uh-oh. And the game's over. Thanks for showing up. That's when Saejima shows up and he stopped the ball. Because it's stuck in the wall, you moron. The fact that that's working is ridiculous. Don't stop, keep going. Nobody's looking at you. Go. Fuck these signs. I'm pretty sure Arakawa didn't pick him, but they probably were already there. First you got Ishioda, the guy we just saw. He's always been kind of unpredictable, which works in his favor. Word is, even in Kansai, he was pretty reckless, and the higher-ups had a tough time keeping him in line. I can see that. Loose cannon or not, he's actually pretty on his game. When the Omi Alliance moved into Kamurocho, Ishioda was the guy on the front lines. Got it. And the other two lieutenants? You know one of them pretty well. Sawashiro Joel. This piece of shit. Captain Sawashiro. Sawashiro has been Arakawa's right-hand man for a long time, so he was an easy pick for lieutenant. And the third guy, the guy named Tendo. What's his deal? Just that he's actually a former boxer. I guess heavyweight, considering he's built like a bull. And looks insane. Why would a boxer give it up to become Yakuza? Got caught up in the same deal that ruined Balrog's boxing career. Anyway, word is that Tendo is Arakawa's favorite amongst the Kansai crew. Huh. Ishioda, Sawashiro, and Tendo. Those three are the captain's lieutenants, and every one of them is bad news. But Arakawa-san's the only one that can keep them in line. Who's this? It's Jungi-han. Been watching you from a higher vantage point. Fighting a wrecking ball is impressive, Kasuga-san. You're just gonna creep on us now, or what? Oh, I'm sorry. Were you not going to come help us? Zhao from the Luman seemed to think you were. We're only doing it for Nanba, not you guys. There's a massive crew of Omi blocking the way. No way we're getting through there. Well, seeing your earlier fight, I've come to a decision. What do you mean by that? We would like to present you with a gift. Something very precious, in fact. Hmm? I don't get it. What are you going to give me? We would like your assistance, even if it comes at great cost to us. We hope this conveys our sincerity to you. Though I wouldn't say it has any real cash value. You're just talking in circles at this point, dude. I'd like you to head to a yakiniku restaurant called Emoni's Vow as quickly as you can. I was just there, and that's putting me back at the place I don't want to be in. I'll let the employees know you're coming. Look, can you tell me what you're on about first? Emoni. I know I'm mispronouncing that, sorry. It means mother in Korean. Goodbye. I don't get it. That frickin' guy. What'd he say? He says he wants to give us a gift. It's not really the time for this crap. It's a shame that the hot ones always seem to snap. I just wish he wouldn't wrap up everything he tells us in a goddamn riddle. A yakiniku restaurant called Emoni's Vow, huh? Guess we'll just have to check it out. We were just there. We ate the food. We met the owner. Yeah, let's walk back over here, where we managed to just barely escape with our lives. Makes sense. Looking around like you've never been here. Motherfucker, you've eaten here twice.
俺ら飯を食いに来たんじゃなくて。
She's telling you to shut up. Or we have to fight her. This way, please.
Huh?
What the? It's a door, Ichi. They open. Do not tell a soul what you are about to see and hear. Is that clear? Hmm? Sure. Through this passage is the Gomiju's underground residential district. Huh? What? You had a passage like this, why didn't you tell us sooner? But no, he figured he'd wait until after we fought a fucking crane. For real. This passage is a secret we have guarded with our lives. I mean, sure, but still. If anyone found out about this passage, it would reveal a fatal weakness for the Gomiju. I hope you understand the significance of our sharing it with you. Well, that explains why Jungi-han called it a gift, I guess. Do you understand the weight now? Yeah, I'll make sure nobody finds out. Thanks. I could hardly believe my ears when the call came in. Never thought the day would come that we'd tell an outsider about this passage. Well, it can't be like the only way in and out of that district. There'd be a lot of people coming in and out of that restaurant. So if Jungi-han wants to give you this, you must have great faith in your skills. Faith, huh? For all we know, the road goes straight to hell. Well, I think it was a nice gesture. I guess we just gotta get pumped and go through here to save the Gomiju. Then Zhao's gotta come through and spare Namba. No, he didn't spare any word on that. We had to fight a fucking crane. Well done, Kasuga-san. I'm afraid time is of the essence. Why, is it pretty bad? The barricade just fell. The Omi Alliance has begun their invasion of Gomiju. Then at this point, who cares about the fucking passageway? And what's Song-hee doing? Song-hee's trying to reach Yutaka Ogikubo. And? What happens if she does? That would be up to Ogikubo. I can't say for sure. Wow. Never seen you this tense. Guess it's pretty serious. I think he's cuter this way. Don't tease him after he's trusted us with a super secret passage. We're glad you did that. Are you? Just be aware, I considered all the risks of doing so beforehand. If you betray us and try to run, you will all die by my hand. The look on his face. I changed my mind. He's not cute. Ah, you'll fall for him again, probably. Yeah, we're getting left in the dust. Sonhee, okay.
近江連合の兵隊がここへ来るまで約2分。だが、偽札作りの痕跡を燃やすのにはもう少し時間がかかる。
偽札作りの痕跡を燃やす？
偉人町の偽札事業はもはやこれまで。荻窪がそう即断したよ。近江連合が随分な手間と時間をかけて肉の壁へ照準を合わせていたのに気づけなかったのが原因だ。全ては我々の手落ちと言わざるを得ん。ただし、偽札事業をやめるにせよ、偽札と荻窪豊とのつながりだけは全て闇に葬らねばならない。そのために全てを燃やす。これは私の判断だ。半純義、お前が火付けの指揮を取れ。
孫妃、火を使えば監視システムも機能しなくなります。我々の住処もなくなる。唯一の居場所をなくすことになります。ここにいる者たち全員が。
ああ、全て承知の上だよ。
出過ぎた口を聞きました。お許しを。いや、휘발유 모조리 다 가져와. 시간 없다. 서둘러.
Do we have a lot of gasoline just sitting around? Probably. Yeah, fuck that guy.
快適とまではいかないが、荻窪だけが我々の居場所を真剣に案じ、そして実際にそれを作ってくれた。だから荻窪には感謝の念しかない。我々は彼の捨て駒になるためではなく、彼への長年の恩義を返すためにすべきことをするだけだ。
それって平たく言や放火だぞ。俺たちにもそれを手伝いって。
Can we just beat everybody up until they go away?
近江の兵隊をここで食い止めてほしい。追い返せとまでは言わん。ただ、ここを焼き払うだけの時間を稼いでほしいんだ。
でもよ。
頼む。力を貸してくれ。
Whoa.
孫妃、頭をお上げください。
しょうがないわね。頭上げてよ。
Stand up straight. We can get a good look at one another. And then they'll make Dojin about us. It's gonna be rad. Guarantee there's a mark. I'm about to say, there's probably been shit already made about it, too. If there's one thing that happens on this channel, we always seem to come around to Dojin being made about characters and being sold at Comic Market, potentially.
そうだよな。すまねえ。男は女の気持ちってのに鈍くってよ。
いや、俺は最初から伝わってたけどな。
What the hell are they talking about?
片付けない。
Well, I've completely missed that. I'll have to watch that later. We'll say the last 5 minutes, fuck it. Not a big fan of this new share menu type deal. They seem to fuck up. I tried recording something from this a couple of days ago when I actually finally got to run a commercial spot for the business. And I finally got the Ichiban Senbei commercial, and I'm like, oh, let me record it. And then I seem to record everything but that. Yeah. Fun. Do you want to make out? Yes. Okay, so... The hell? Oh. Oh, it is past 9:30. Alright, can't go here. Oh. There's an item box, but that item box really isn't good for anything because it's not like this has stuff in it waiting for us. It's, here's stuff you can put in there, and I don't... I just keep everything with me because there's no point in putting stuff away. Alright, can we save here?
Boy.
Not yet. Not like we can do much here. No, you can't save, so it's another spot where they won't let you fucking save.
Boy.
Yeah, let's go. Ain't gonna be that fucking bad, I hope. Famous last words. Oh, now I have to beat up Namba. That's fine. He wants to be an asshole about things. He's still dressed like a homeless person, too. Why? Someone get this guy some fucking clothes. Sucks to be you, huh? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Arakawa doing that and saving me because he's got ulterior motives. Probably because it all ties back into, hey, his son's involved in this massive plot that goes pretty deep. Probably has a way of going, yeah, I needed you to fucking take care of this shit. I just couldn't tell you to do it. You wouldn't have done it had I told you. Yep, we're here to stop you. Yeah, have fun with that. Guess we'll just thumbtack everybody. Good thing Nanba hasn't leveled up since he left the fucking team. How the fuck am I supposed to block something I can't even see? Alright, that took out the two lesser people. And with that, Nanba can hopefully get electrified. Yeah, he's done. That was fast. What'd you get for not staying with the team? She's just getting fucked up again. He always counters her for some reason. That's fucking annoying. Alright, At least he countered that. And he whiffed. Or heal. Just in case. And dunk that guy right on his fucking head. What were we huffing and puffing for? That wasn't even that hard. I don't remember beating them up. Oh well. We beat up like 2 of them. Oh! And he definitely got his nuts crushed there. Nope.
せっかくここまでいらしたんだ。もう少しおもてなしをさせてください。小笠原さん。
I think it's a time where you actually just shoot people and you get rid of them. Problem solved. They weren't kidding when they were going to put that up in flames. The smell of burning wires. That's going to fucking set everything else on fire across the way. Oh well. I would get out of here. There's lots of smoke.
偉人帳の偽札も俺の弟のことも、最後の最後で
You were the one that backstabbed us first there, buddy.
弟さんを追うための情報が消えちまったことは申し訳ないと思ってる。でも俺らお前を救いたくて。うるせえ。
ナンバいい仲間を持ってる
な。仲間なんかじゃね
え。どうやらお前は誤解をしている。お前は弟の消息が知りたいんだな。
え？
あいつはたった一人で偉人帳の偽札の核心にまで迫ってきた。だがその情報を手に入れることは万死に値する。しかし私は彼の高い調査能力は無駄にするのは惜しいと考えた。なんとか仲間にしたいとさえ。
じゃあ今は
我々の地下の居住区にいる。もちろん軟禁状態ではあるが、そうだね。
はい、元気にしておられます。
本当か？
マジか。なんで教えてくれなかったんだって。
Oh yeah, because we just found out about that residential area.
当初から南波さんは我々の監視対象者であり、偽札の事実を知って失踪して以来、偉人さんからは追われる身、お教えするわけには参りませんでした。
まあそうだよね。
この事実が手に入れられたのは我々に手を貸し、何よりナンバお前のために命を懸けてくれた仲間のおかげだということを忘れる
な。おい、ナンバー。
At this point, I'm only going to get my bond rank up with him just to be able to make sure he gets proper XP. I don't think I'm going to put him back on my team. Unless there's a really good reason. Come on, you hobo. We'll put you on the sidelines permanently. Besides, we're gonna die of smoke inhalation if we don't get out of here. Some kind of hot jams there. Why the hell are we back here? Oh, well. The homeless gonna kill this guy now? They're gonna eat him? That's wrong to be like, oh, homeless people are gonna eat people? I'm like, I don't think they do, ever, but... Why are we the ones that have to deal with that? Like, Omiju could have just kept him. Oh, never mind, they're here, but... Either that or the river. Just leave him in the bathroom. Everybody can take a dump in there. It's fine. We can torture him enough by just making him sit around that for a while. We got all night. It'd be an ominous place. Oh, let's say that's an ominous place to end the chapter. Yes, it is, because that is the end of chapter 9. That's good. We managed to complete 2 chapters tonight. I like it. That puts us next time to start chapter 10. I think we actually should start. Actually, if it's a long ass story sequence, I don't think I want to start chapter 10 just yet. Yeah. There will be a lot of stuff there. Apparently a bunch of fucking items that we can get later on. And at the start of chapter 10, yeah, we end up getting Jungihan in our party. Okay, so Nanba isn't rejoining us. That's fine. I just got to figure out who the hell I'm going to take out of the party. You can only run with 4 people. I don't know. Anyways, I'll leave that there for now. But that is going to be the end of things tonight. I got more done than I was expecting. But I'm glad for that. And that means we're making some progress. Moving into chapter 10, because there's only 15 chapters. The finale will be as long as probably all finales in this series are. But at the very least, we're getting closer and closer. We'll be done with this, hopefully, relatively soon. So I got to play other stuff in the meantime as well. I'm just wondering what I want to play on stream. I think I'm going to start Spider-Man on stream. Maybe not Devil May Cry 5, but I think Spider-Man would be more fun to play on stream, potentially. They need to start playing stuff. But, in any case, I will not potentially be back on tomorrow. We'll see. I might, but I'm not going to make any promises on that one. But if I'm not, then I'll at least try to be back on to stream on Tuesday, like normal. But at the very least, thank you again to Zelibrius earlier for the sub. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. Until next time, guys, thank you again. Stay well, stay safe, stay masked up, watch out for weirdos out there, and we will catch you in the next one. Until next time, thank you and have a good night. We'll see y'all later.